T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. Welcome back to another Monday Night Live show. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, and like. Since Saturday, Liverpool have finished. Klopp's finished. Klopp out. Get Trent out of the team. He's useless. Van Dijk's playing for the World Cup. Pep Linders hasn't got a clue. Matip looked a shell of himself. Hendo's done in the 8. Flacco's got no more legs. Thiago couldn't control the game. Salah going down the Aubameyang route. Nunes talk, even though the poor guy only got like 6 minutes. Fabio Carvalho, is he ready? Is he not? A lot of problems, it sounds like. And to be honest, there are. Liverpool have recorded 2 Premier League victories all season. We are 11 points behind the team at the top of the league as things stand right now. And I know what people say, you got a game in hand, but let's be honest. Looking on the last few performances, game in hand doesn't really mean much. So, in this episode, we're going to look at the things that we think are wrong with Liverpool Football Club currently on the pitch and look at potential ways we could resolve those things. So, Matt, how you doing, bro? What an introduction, eh? Happy.
Bro, I can't lie, man. This is...
What was the phrase I used before we came on the show?
Smelly.
It's smelly.
Just stinks. Everything just stinks right now. I can't even lie. Everything just stinks.
Smelly.
All right, just to kind of give that kind of overview, and then we're talking things in more detail. It stems from poor recruitment. It stems from poor tactics. It stems from poor mentality. It stems from poor intensity. It stems from just everything, bro. Like, we've gone from a team that was rightly so feared last season. No one didn't want to play against us. Hence why we played every game there was that the calendar had to offer. And now we're a team that I think people look at the fixture list right now and go, yeah, I want them. Not because we're playing like trash, but I think the moment that we're in, I think as things stand right now, it's the moment that we're in. The moment we're in right now is we are fully in the mud. And every single time I keep thinking that we're going to reset, whether it was the 9-0 against Bournemouth, whether it was the win against was it Ajax? Was it Ajax? Did we beat Ajax? Champions League?
Beat Ajax. Yeah,
Ajax.
Matip.
Every time I keep thinking that we're gonna press that reset button, it doesn't happen. It's almost like someone's taken away our reset button and we can't reset. This is how we just got to continue. It's just really frustrating, bro, because the Brighton game summed up everything that was wrong with us and has been wrong with us since the start of the season. Like, bro, we just look a shell of ourselves. confidence is so low to the point where some players were just like they're like playing like their former selves, like they were shadow of themselves, so to speak. It's really, really bad, man. And I know there's a lot of things because you can say the Pep Linders thing, you can say Klopp's lost the dressing room, you can say players are too old, you can say injuries. There's so many things, but I think for a team as what we have, as big as Liverpool, like we shouldn't have all these problems all at once, Cal. Sometimes you get one or two issues that you can get around. No club is perfect. Every club has issues, but it just seems that we have like every issue that you can think of, and now we've got to find a way through it, and we have to find a way through it arguably in the hardest season that we probably had in the last 5 years because of there's a World Cup. So there's no break. It's just football, 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 and we have to figure it out.
Agreed. I hate to say it. I get feelings of the 14-15 season at the moment. And that for me was one that, yeah, I know. I hate to even mention it, but
man,
it's like we sold one of our, well, at the time, Suarez was our best player. We sold our best player. In the summer, we sold one of our best players in Mane. And in 14-15, we bought a bunch of young players. This summer, it feels as though we've kind of done the same. And it's like,
yeah,
I'm worried for this season. I am. I've got to be honest. Like, up until that Brighton game, I thought, yeah, we'd still get second, but it won't be pretty. And we ain't going to catch City. We're not even going to run them close.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. We're in a top four battle now. And we are far out of form. And we've got to play the two best teams in the league on form currently in our next two games as well. I'm a little worried, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a little worried and perplexed. Matt, we'll go back and forth here. Name me one of the biggest issues we have as a club on field. We're not going to focus off field because we've exhausted that. On field right now, and I know you showed me a clip of Neville and Carragher breaking down our defensive structure, and
it's bad, bro. It's bad.
Talk to me. What's one of the main issues you have on field at the moment?
It's our tactics. Our tactics have completely changed. Not completely, but our tactics, you can tell, have changed from last season. So
don't go into too much detail.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And I've just put something in the group that I don't know if you've seen it, Carl. I'm gonna upload that a bit later. That's regarding one of the problems that we have. If you can check the WhatsApp group, you'll see in here. But
so tactics, yeah. For me, attitude is a major problem.
Okay.
A major problem.
Yeah.
If we were conceding goals late, I could maybe put that down to tiredness, fatigue, or lapses of concentration.
Yeah.
We are conceding first in pretty much every single game at the moment.
Yeah, we are.
That, for me, is down to attitude.
I think it's down to two things, though. I actually think the two main things are tactically and mentality. Those are the two things, Cal. Why? Because, and I'm not going to keep going to the whole, I'm just going to be serious now. Regardless of the book, let's just say the book never existed, but it does, yeah. Teams know our blueprint of what we would like to do, what we're going to do. Even if you don't read the book, we haven't really changed that much from when, when you think about when Klopp stepped in Liverpool's 16-17 season, we was a lot more radical. 17-18 was a lot more radical. 18-19, we started to like fine tune it, and we did because we won the Champions League. And in 19-20 was like that year where it all just came together. And then obviously the season after that is where we had the crazy injuries. And then last season, we kind of evolved a little bit more into a more possession-based team. And that was probably the carry on from the 19-20, because the season before, the season after the 19-20, like I said, the injuries.
Sorry to cut you, Matt. Can I just jump in real quick?
Yeah.
And I hope I'm not being just nitpicky for the sake of it. I feel as though us fans, and I'm probably one of the most guilty, so I'm not even trying to call anyone out when I say this. We put that season of 2021 down to just injuries.
Mhm.
it wasn't just injuries. Injuries hurt us, but we went into the season a centre back short. Then we didn't get a proper centre back in January. Then Klopp was insistent on playing Henderson and Fabinho out of their positions rather than playing Nat Phillips, Reece, Kabak, or Ben Davies. So it wasn't just the injuries, because we saw how the team changed when Fabinho went back into midfield and was partnered with Thiago. So yes, injuries did a madness that season,
Mm.
but we definitely didn't help ourselves at all as a club. And this is not just me kind of Klopp. This is FSG. This is Klopp. Like, we didn't help ourselves at all. So I think we're being lazy as fans when we just say it was just injuries that season, you know, because it wasn't just injuries, because every team gets injuries. The amount we got was kind of mad. But again,
But that's what I was gonna say. So I agree there were other issues, but let's say that you could pick what was the main issue, because there's always gonna be a main factor, but other factors stem
well,
from
well
the in. Yeah,
the
go on.
main issue was we didn't address the centre back situation. And again, not
Yeah.
even to nitpick at these players, but Matip and Gomez getting injured for me wasn't a surprise. So were
Oh,
we?
I know.
So were
I
we trying to
know.
rely on Virgil for the whole season, which was a very
No,
unfortunate injury? But that's
that I
effectively what we were
agree.
doing.
That I agree with, because but what it is, obviously we were just silly getting into the transfer market, and not only that, we were silly to think that some of the players that Klopp will believe in were going to stay fit, 100%. But that's another factor. But what I'm saying is, if more time than not players were fit, I don't think the season would have been as bad. But obviously, you're right. There's other factors, because even when we had these players missing, Klopp still wasn't picking the right personnel. Not only that, he was insistent on the high line. Even when Fabinho was in the back line, he still wanted to play the high line. So there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors. But I think if we're going to be honest, even from that season, Cal, to the season after that, and then this season, it's going to come down to one. It's going to come down to one or two things as well. One of that is recruitment, because for a team of Liverpool size, you would arguably say we're always undercooked. Like, we're always happy with the bare bones, and we know we should be getting more. Like, that's not good enough for a club, bruv. Liverpool Football Club can't be making, and this is no joke, this is not just me just thinking about money, but Liverpool Football Club shouldn't be making 3 transfers a season. Not just, I'm not saying this just for because of value or personnel. Bro, Liverpool Football Club should be always striving for greatness. And I feel like recently, and maybe it's under this whole ownership, which I won't go into, it feels like we're not striving for greatness anymore. It feels like we're just okay. As long as we reach these bare minimum targets, we're okay. And remember, that's going to have a knock-on effect, because if you don't get players in, Cal, you're
Yeah,
restricted to what you can do. Because some of the players that you have before are either not good enough, or maybe they're too injury prone. So it restricts what you can do. So Klopp he's got the players, and he's thinking, all right, what can we do? But here's where you have to have a go at Klopp and Pep Linders, because even though, yes, you didn't get the players you want, if you know the players you have already, and you know their capabilities, and you know the players who are going to be fit and going to be injured, you have to adapt. We never adapt. We
agreed.
don't adapt. And that's our problem, Cal. We don't adapt to anything.
Yeah. One thing I will say as well, and shout out to Kevin in the comments. I see Kevin in the comments. The third main issue I have with on field is loyalty/trust.
Yeah, man. Nah, bro.
And finally, this applies to on and off field. We
Yeah, go
are
on.
reactive as opposed to proactive.
Yes, bro.
But on
That
that,
was the one I was going to say. Yeah.
I really want to go through this thread by Mo Chatra. A couple of people have mentioned it, and I messaged Mo last night after reading the thread as well, because Mo's been on this channel, but like on a personal level, he's brilliant at breaking this
Oh,
stuff down, and
100%.
I just love the way he articulates it. He doesn't really come with any agendas. Like, look, we're all guilty of having agendas on this channel. Like, let's just call it what it is. We are in it. We try not to, but sometimes it rears their ugly head, because we are human beings. We make mistakes. But I'm gonna read through this. In fact, I'll bring it up on the screen as well, so people can read it at the same time while I'm reading. And I think this thread here from Mo Chatra, not only is it a good thread, but it depicts a lot of what's going on. So I'm just gonna read through it. So shout out to Mo Chatra. I will put his
Big up,
link
Mo.
to his Twitter page as well in the description. Liverpool's atrocious start to the season is down to numerous factors: injuries,
Agreed.
tactical changes, retaining players beyond their best before date, and the physical and mental after effects of the 21-22 season are amongst them. The root causes, however, are loyalty and underinvestment. Two things we've touched on here.
Yes, fully agree with everything he said so far.
Yep. Let's start the contentious shout that the club has underinvested in the squad. I put out a thread a few weeks ago in which I highlighted that the club's post-2018 net spend amounted to only 2% of the club's overall turnover, far lower as a percentage than any domestic rival. I remember we touched on this before as well, and I even got that percentage wrong. I thought it was much higher than that. So again, apologies from my side for getting that wrong. Mo Chacha then goes on to say, sure, the club's wage bill has grown significantly since the club became a Champions League regular once again, but its wage bill is relative to turnover is on par with other clubs since 2018-19. Granted, there has been investment into infrastructure, with the club clearing half of its £110 million main stand loan since 2018 and paying 56 mil for the AXA training complex from club revenue. But the club's revenues have been such that it did not need to be an either or decision. Just on that as well, again, I don't want this to be an FSG and out debate, but when I hear people say they are investing in the infrastructure, FSG loaned Liverpool the money and we are paying them back with interest. It's not a lot of interest, but we're still paying them back. So again, it's like if I was to say, Matt, oh, I bought match trainers, but in reality, I gave you the money, you gave it back to me. That's not me buying your trainers. That's just me fronting the money until you had the money.
Yeah.
So again, he then goes on to say the club's outlays on transfer fees, resulting clearly in lesser turnover of squad personnel as compared to our rivals, is something that is a matter of fact and not a subjective opinion. It is clearly and unquestionably been less than any of our big six rivals. Part of the reasoning behind that is the other root cause, loyalty. It has become abundantly clear that one of Klopp's great qualities is also a growing weakness. He has never before had to disassemble a great team and rebuild it. Got a shout out to Zabiri. Zabiri always jokes about with us, but when you actually break down what he always says that. And so does Jamrock as well. The evidence of the last 2 or 3 seasons suggests he's struggling to come to the idea that some of his most trusted lieutenants have given their best years to him and they perhaps need to see out the final few years on someone else's watch.
Bro,
it may seem this. I tell you, Mo Chatra, he should be flipping prime minister the way he does this. It'd be better than the clowns we've got at the moment. It may seem harsh, cold view, but in a cutthroat world of football, there is little room for sentimentality, and key to maintaining elite levels for a prolonged period is knowing when to move top players on at the right time. Fergie had it down to a T. An inconvenient truth is that Klopp is one of the most demanding managers in world football, and to fit into his ways on match days and in training is immensely grueling. As a result, players' shelf lives are reduced if they remain with him for a number of years.
Bro,
that
you see when we talk about mileage, we joke about
the Campbell. This makes it all the more paramount to ensure there's a healthy turnover of talent. The club has demonstrated it is fantastic at identifying and recruiting talent over the last 6 years, but post-2018, there simply hasn't been enough of it. Due to this, many players have been asked to play a huge number of minutes over the last 4 years under Klopp. It has resulted in players hitting their peak before reaching the age of 30, whereas others appear physically and mentally drained from the insane schedule of the last few years. Between the owners and the manager, some fundamental questions need to be asked in order to put this right. There is little point working so hard to take revenues up to record-breaking levels if ultimately there's a collective inability to effectively invest. It has been just over a month since the season ended. In that time, I've seen none of the journalists / writers who cover the club write anything of substance to question the lack of spend in the transfer market post 2018, Klopp's loyalty, or even investigate whether the club is doing something wrong that has resulted in it having more injuries than any other Premier League team in the last 2 seasons. It's a modern day plague amongst writers/journalists who fear of upsetting those that provide them with access renders them unable to do their job properly, and asks the probing, uncomfortable questions rather than regurgitate the latest lines fed to them by the club's press department. Big up Mo Chatra.
He's chatting the realist stuff, you know.
This guy's special,
Bro,
man.
he's chatting the realist. And just a caveat to what he said, Cal, I'm going to bring something up. This is actually a great... We're going to stick on the Machatra.
Yeah.
Look at this, Cal. Look at the season, 18-19. Look at the changes we have this season, if you go by those names. And now go look at Man City, bro. So Wijnaldum for Thiago, Mane for Diaz. You look at Man City, and again, Man City, obviously they got more money, but Pep's whole thing is you have to refresh, innit? Company for Diaz, Laporte, even though the Laporte Ake thing don't make sense because they're both there. Cancelo, Zinchenko, fully understand that. Fernandinho, Rodri, Silva, like Foden, like, bro, these are some of the things where you look at and go, yeah, they look to like refresh some of the squad.
Yeah,
bro, I find it kind of scary that we only have 2 players from the 18-19 season.
Yeah, says a lot.
But that's our first team right there. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, that's absolutely just flabbergasted. That's how it leaves me.
I'll leave that there.
I'll read the last 2 in the thread from Mo. Lack of investment, I should clarify, does not necessarily mean a lack of intent from FSG. I speculated a few weeks ago it was the manager rather than the owners who was a key influence in not spending big on a midfielder after the Tchouaméni deal fell through. That said, the financial landscape is continuing to change in direction that is fundamentally at odds with FSG's view of how football should operate. If it continues, how much longer will they be willing to partake in it before deciding to cash in on their prized asset? First and foremost, people, please go over and support Mo Chatra. Go and follow him on Twitter. Go and like and retweet that. And you know what? Drop him a DM just saying, well done. Because everything he said there is articulated fantastically. There's no anger in there. There's no spewing of hatred. There's no agendas. Mo Chatra is speaking the realist and showing balance from so many sides. And one of the things that really stuck out to me, look, without breaking the fourth wall, so to speak, and talk about behind the scenes stuff, how many times have we said, Matt, we know we're not going to get certain access and certain things with the club because of what we know say. That.
Yeah, 100%. There's
but
certain things we'll never get privileged to. But that's how it is, though, isn't it?
And look, it's not even me trying to call out other channels or anything like that. But you see me, I'm happy going to sleep at night knowing that I'm saying how I really feel and what I perceive, I can see.
Yeah.
So
facts.
When I see threads like that from Mo Chatra, who is saying what we've been saying for the longest, why aren't these questions being asked? Why aren't we probing? Why did no one ask about Tchouaméni when it was just out in the open? Mo Chatra, big up yourself, bro. Keep doing amazing stuff. And yeah, you're amazing, bro. You're absolutely
trust
fantastic.
me, bro. No, Mo's the realist, because
the realist.
Just to kind of what you said, bro. Like, certain people would not say certain things because they're worried about, oh no, like that means that it might come unstuck with all the stuff that I've been doing. Bro, you see Mo Chatra, don't care. We don't care either. Like, you guys already know how we feel. Like, sorry to cut
you, Matt. Jamrock's just reminded me the Hendo thing as well. This is where Michael Edwards stuff comes into it. Let me see if I can find it. If I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about with the renewal of the contract, you mean?
Yeah, so I genuinely believe there was some kind of falling out and concerns that Edwards and Graham et al. Plans for effective succession planning were falling on deaf ears. Edwards did not want to give Hendo a 4-year contract. FSG did not want to. Klopp did. Edwards was looking at a succession plan. So we sit here and we speculated saying, boys, FSG Edwards is fed up of working under the restraints of FSG. Maybe he was fed up of suggesting players and saying, look, I know you love this guy, but he might have to move on. Maybe he was fed up of hearing, no, I want to keep that player. Just maybe.
Bro, listen, man. We've spoken various times on this channel about players that should have been moved on. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, there's a few players that should have been moved on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, everyone knows who those players are. It's not like loyalty is a powerful thing, in it, because not everybody has loyalty. But one thing you mustn't do is be blinded by loyalty. And I think for me and for Jurgen Klopp, that's where me and him kind of differ, because if I'm Liverpool manager and I can see visibly, no matter what no one tells me, but I'm watching the game and I can see my man can't do what he used to do. You might be family, but bro, I said to you, you're my boy. I still love you. Me and you were going to still cut it up after games, but I think you should go somewhere else in terms of like what you can do, because you can't do what you used to do. And it's okay, bro. Father time catches up with them. Age is a part of life. Everybody ages. At some point, you will start to see a decline naturally from any human being. Any human being declining whatever you do. Naturally, that's how the body works. But there's players there, yeah. Like, and I don't even want to be
just to cut you, though, Matt. To play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And again, it's really annoying because you showed me a clip before we went on here, but we can't show it on here for copyright reasons.
Yeah.
Is it the players can't do it, or are they being asked to do too much? Because you showed me the breakdown of when Brighton won the ball while we were on the attack. Bro, our front four was Tsimikas, Henderson,
Trent,
Salah, and Trent.
They
were on the edge of Brighton's 18-yard box.
Yep.
So is it that they can't do it, or they just there's too much for them to do? Because Henderson wasn't defending from the 18-yard box and covering Trent at right back. He was doing that from the center of the park. Trent wasn't having to cover right back from being the furthest man forward. Are we almost trying to reinvent what we are, but we're just not getting it right at all, rather than the players are finished?
There's an element of both for me. There's an element of trying to do too much. But the difference is, though, if that happened 2-3 years ago, they might have been asked to do too much, but they still could cope. Now they can't cope. Remember, there was many times when we used to feel like Klopp used to overcoach us, like back in the day, even 18, 19, like 17, 18, like the early parts. I'm just thinking, bro, we can't slow down. Remember the phrase we used to use all the time was game management. We didn't have a lot of game management, and we had to learn that. Bro, back in the day, players were younger, fitter, had more intensity, and was able to do stuff like that. Wait, excuse me. See, now, yeah, you can't do that now because they don't have it in them. So you're right, they're being overcoached, 100%. But the fact of the matter is, though, is that even if they are being overcoached, they're not young anymore, bro. They're not young anymore. They're just not.
All right.
Age has caught up with them, bro.
See, I knew you were going to use the A word, age.
It has caught up with them, though. Mileage. Sorry, not age, mileage. Let me rephrase.
That's what I want us to, that's what I want us to get in the habit of. Because you see when people say, oh, he's 30, he's on the other side now. But Modric doesn't look like he's 37.
He don't. It's mileage.
It's mileage. So when I say things like, even though he's 20, look, not even me. When people say he's 29, it might be time for him to move on. You're not saying he's 29, so automatically he's finished when he hits 30. You're saying, look at the amount of minutes he's played. It's like Diaz, for example. Diaz is 25, but he's a young 25. He hasn't got mileage in the legs. Trent is 23. I guarantee you Trent's got more miles in his leg than, say, a Trippier, for example. Trippier's way older.
Yeah.
That's scary, especially when you're looking at a 23-year-old who looks like he's physically and mentally struggling.
Yeah, Burnout FC. That's what we are. Remember when you went on that tangent, Cal? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what happened. I remember there was one game. I can't remember what happened, bro. But I remember you just went in and saying, we're Burnout FC. What? We're Burnout FC. We don't, what is it? We don't, what did you say? You said something like, we don't bread stars, we burn them out. Bro, one thing we always do, and it seems to be like a Liverpool habit, yeah? Whenever we get a star, why do we always overplay them? Michael Owen, hamstrings were done by he was 24. Robbie Fowler was done by the age of like 25, 26.
Thing, Matt.
Yeah, done. When I say done, I'm talking like you're thinking Fowler had pace. The next thing you know, Fowler just can't even move. Now, don't get twisted. He had injuries.
Rinsed.
Bro.
Man had no brain left, bro. Man had to numb out the underneath, bro. Had to numb out the underneath.
Gerrard had to play DM because his legs couldn't take no more, yeah? Then you had flipping, who's the other one that got Fernando Torres.
Run. Couldn't recover from an injury.
Never. Man's talking, I remember for the Man United game, big up Rio Ferdinand, he'll probably remember this, but this ain't even a dig. There was a game where it was at Anfield where we beat them, I think it was 2-1. And Torres, 2-0. And Torres had to take an injection to play that game because he had a groin issue. But Liverpool made him take an injection. Daniel Agger, was playing with painkillers from his first injury at Liverpool. They didn't let man rest. They were okay with him taking painkiller injuries. Maybe he even hid it from them. I don't know. But there's an ongoing issue of like when we get someone, it's like we have to hold them so tight. No, you can't go nowhere. Bro, let man live. If we let them live, they'll be able to prolong their careers. If Trent Alexander-Arnold, one of the best players of his generation, and man are talking at 23 like he's 33.
How did these players do it? And like again, shout out to Kevin in the comments. He says
Crazy.
97 points, 98 points. Sorry, 97 points, 99 points, and 90 points 3 out of the last 4 seasons. Kind of suggests that us not rotating is because of the monster we're going up against. The difference is we can't, Kev, though, because we don't have that quality. Like City could take out Sterling and put in Mahrez. If we took out Salah, who are we putting in? Can't. Salah last season, when Salah returned from the AFCON, he was visibly burnt out.
He
mentally,
was done,
physically.
fam. He was so done, and we just played him.
He landed. We were beating Leicester 2-0. Didn't need to touch football pitch. And he gets brought on and almost injured in that game for a penalty we didn't even get. Continues to play when we don't have to play him. Mane just lands straight back in the team. Virgil van Dijk had an ACL injury. I'm talking from experience here. Tore his ACL. And then went on the season after he recovered to play virtually every single game. And then we're wondering now, are we seeing some fatigue in Van Dijk and the fears of him actually playing in the World Cup? Because let's be honest, as selfish as we are as Liverpool fans, this is his last major competition. Sorry. Selfishly, he's gonna want it. And look, as a Liverpool fan, it pees me off because I know after he comes back from World Cup, he's gonna be a different player. But at the same time, maybe, you know what? If we had actually rotated him a bit last season, maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't have this fear right now. Virgil van Dijk, do you know how many games he played in a row at one point? Came off injured in one game and then started the next game. The league was already wrapped up. Why? How many times Robbo last season got injured in the pre-season friendly before the season started. Simicast started the Norwich game, the Chelsea game, if I'm not the Norwich game and then the game after. Played brilliant. No one had a problem with it. As soon as Robbo's fit, boom, he's out. These ain't goalkeepers we're talking about, you know. These are on-field players who are finding form. On-field players finding form. Trent picking up injuries. Nico got into a good little bit of form in that 2021 season. Started playing well. Soon as Trent comes back fit, boom, he's straight in. came on as a sub against Wolves, got an assist, and then from there on in, that was it. Then like tactics, I don't want to speak about tactics right now because I think we've expressed that. Another person who goes under the radar, and shout out to Chris Brack on this because he pulled me up on it when I was having a little rant. The fitness coach, walk on for him, because everyone's having a go at Pep Linders, but this is the guy who's meant to be keeping everyone fit.
What's his name? Quagmire or something?
Peter Kravitz.
No, that's not Peter Kravitz. It's that Korma guy. No, you Peter Kravitz. He ain't. It's that Korma or something.
Either way,
people know what I'm talking about when I say Quagmire. It's that guy. It's not Peter Kravitz, Cal. He's another coach. Korma, that's the guy. Quagmire. That's why I call him Quagmire.
This is the guy who's the fitness coach, but can't keep us fit.
Klopp is trusting him, bro.
What are we doing?
And my man's at it. Do you know what my man feel? It feels like my man goes out on a bender, then gets like the email from Klopp saying who's ready, and he's like drunk, gotten home. He looks at his email. He's like, I just sent Klopp that document. Yeah, we'll just say he's fit. He's fit. But we don't make players come back from injury. It seems like they always rush back because there's always like some reoccurrence. Like Thiago is one of Liverpool's most prized players, but also most injury. Wrap him up in cotton wool. No, we won't do that. We'll play him every game. And not only that, Cal, we'll get Thiago to run more than he's ever run in his career, and he's getting older, and we're putting more mileage into those legs.
But we defend with 4 players, you know. 4 players. The 2 centre-backs, Fabinho, Thiago are 4 defenders.
Yeah. Bro, you see last season, I'm actually surprised that Thiago was able to play the amount of games he played. Yeah. You see the amount of mileage that Thiago put in last season. I saw some clips, yeah. Now, remember that video I put in the group, Cal, yesterday? I don't know if you remember with the Naby. But Thiago was all over the joint.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching Naby,
no, bro, that video.
It hurt. Still, it hurt.
Nah, it hurt. You see
if we got that Naby 80% of the time, brother, I'd be a happy man, you know.
Bro, you see that? Man. But that video, yeah, from last season of Naby Keita, Thiago, and Fabinho when we were playing so well, it actually like is so crazy to think how far we've fallen. But it's mad, you know.
But you know what else as well? And this is where I say Klopp takes blame, but only to a certain amount, because you've got to look at the top as well. At the end of us winning the league, what did we do? We sacked a bunch of staff. Everyone forgets. We sacked a bunch of staff members. Staff members who took us to the pinnacle. Something we dreamed about our lifetime. And they got sacked. Something's going wrong. But the 3 things we said on the pitch then, Matt. Tactics, attitude, loyalty / trust. How do we fix the tactics, bro?
You have to... I'm going to say this because I want to be fair. And I say unfortunately because I don't want to be rude about it, but I'll be blunt though. You have to get rid of the coach because that's the only way that's going to happen. Because the coach has a way of playing, and when coaches have a way of playing, that's their structure. That's what they wake up and think that's their everything. They're not going to change. We actually need a new coach. So when I say coach, I'm not talking Jurgen Klopp. I'm talking Pep Linders, because Jurgen Klopp is part of the problem because Pep is his guy, but Pep Linders is the one who has the blueprint and is saying to Jurgen, this is working. You see the high line? Do you know actually there's nothing wrong with a high line, but it's how high the line is. Bring the line back a little bit. You can see maybe players aren't as sharp or whatnot. Maybe just bring it back. The whole pressing thing doesn't seem to be working. Okay, the players aren't pressing. Why are they not pressing? Are they mentally drained? Can they not do it no more? That's something you have to analyze. Bro, you see Pep Linders, don't get twisted. I know Pep Linders does get a lot of hate from the book and whatever, but one thing I won't do is disrespect a man that helped us to win an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup last season. However, in football, things change so quickly. In football, we've gone from Man City having no striker to Man City having the best striker in the world right now. That's how fast football changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Don't
if
let's not
football
speak about Haaland,
so if
please.
football changes like that, you also have to be quick. You have to identify and go, yeah, do you know what? High line, it's not working. Players aren't pressing, it's not working. All right, we can't dip into the transfer market because we know our owners ain't giving us nothing. You see the players that we have, though. We need to cater to what they can do. Do you know what we're doing right now? We're catering to things that they can't do, whether it's mentality or whether it's actual ability. But they can't do it. This whole pressing, bruv. You see the video I showed you before we went live? Bro, Liverpool can't press anymore. We can't press as a team, as a unit, as together. Want to
Yeah,
know
the
why?
cohesion.
The legs aren't even there, and probably players are sick and tired of this high press. That's why I think there was a thing where Pep Guardiola was like, listen, and that's easy for him to say, but you do have to refresh the squad. No one's saying buy a 60, 70, 80 million pound midfielder every single summer, yeah? But what we are saying is make adjustments, make changes. So then you can change the way how you're playing. Bro, we played 4-3-3 since the day that Klopp said, I'm not doing 4-2-3-1 anymore. We haven't really looked back other than when things go wrong, we go to a 4-2-4. That's the only other formation we really go to. We have to make these changes, bro. And one last thing I will say as well, in regards to the recruitment, like the recruitment is a key part of football. And again, no one is even saying you have to spend as much as Man United or Man City. But one thing you can't do is think you can make bare minimum and still be okay. That's never going to happen. If you aim for the top, you might not get the top, but you'll get maybe somewhere in the top 4. It feels like we're aiming for top 4 and we won't even get top 4 because you always have to aim high. But our club is feels like they're aiming high, bro. We're aiming for that mediocrity. Like, well, if last season was so great, 1-2 trophy. So, you know, if we got to have a transition season, we'll be all right. If we can make top 4 club, that's cool. You know, accounts are in order, bro. I don't want to hear that rubbish. I really don't. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to sense it. But right now, I can sense it. I can sense that this team, for whatever reason, already know they weren't even going for a Premier League. They already knew when they all sat down in their first meeting. I don't think Klopp even said anything about title. I think Klopp just said, last year was a good year. Let's see what we can do this year. Bro, you could have won 4 trophies. Get the man ready, get the people them ready. And if they're not ready, then you have to get rid of them. And that comes back into loyalty again. The players that you rely on that you think are so great, or players that because they follow instructions, you wanna stay with them. But there's so many players that follow instructions, yeah. And that's one of the best things you can do in football. But it's okay following instructions. But bro, what about your quality? What about the things that like you need to do required to win a game? If Jurgen Klopp tells you something and you can see it's not working, like what Fabinho did on the weekend, we won't even get into that. I feel sorry for Fabinho, but that's another story, bro. I could go on and on and on, but that's another story, bro. So I'll
Can I just say something? Welcome, by the way, Drift. Welcome.
I'll start there, bro.
Coming to a storm slightly.
No. I was listening in the background, and I was like talking. I realized no one could hear me.
Jamal makes a good point here. Does recruitment and loyalty contradict each other? We sit here and we say Klopp's not willing to get rid of certain players at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got squad space. How can we bring people in? Because Drift, even you said it a couple of weeks ago when I was in my feelings, and I said I kind of at a point where I'm like, just dash man in the under 23s or don't register him. You rightly turned around and said Klopp ain't gonna do it. Klopp's not doing it, and we haven't got space in the squad. How can we buy it?
Boy,
It's a catch-22, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Hey,
like,
no, real talk.
how do we do it? Because how many times do I get an Excel spreadsheet out and go through it and say, oh, this player is homegrown, so we'll have to put this person in and all that. Like, if it's a 25-man squad. If we've got 25 man and we're not willing to move anyone on, what do we do?
But that's what the real issue was, because if you remember, I was saying that I think it's the owners that wouldn't give him permission to do it, even if he wanted to. But it would be like, look, I can't register you, and I know you're on big wages, but you can keep yourself fit in the under 23s. But like, I've got no room for you in the main squad.
But he won't do that. Klopp won't do that. Klopp came out and said, I'm not selling a man unless they ask me to leave.
I know he wouldn't do that because I have realized this is the type of person that he is. But I don't think he would be allowed to do it even if he wanted to. because they're on too much money. All of the players that we would want it to happen to, apart from Jones, are on too much money
He did it to
just wait for
Sacco,
them.
bro. He did it to Sacco early in his reign.
The thing, you know what? Yeah, I thought about when you said Sacco, because that is true. That probably came down to FSG letting him throw his weight around because he just got here. Like, it's a bit different to do something in your first year than it is to do 7 years down the line when you're used to everything and you know how things go. Like, in the first year, they might let you get away with that a little bit because they're like, look, we brought him in to do this. Let's just let him do what we brought him in to do. But when you've been at the club for a long time, they'll probably be a little more reluctant to just let you do that because they'll be like, come on, bro. Like, you know how it
No,
goes.
I think it's the other way, Drift. Remember, he's been here a while now. Bro, he would not have signed that new contract if he didn't have more power. There's no way.
No,
Remember,
I don't think
Nunes
that's power,
was the player
though.
he wanted to come in as a striker. He got Nunes.
I don't think it's power, though, to put someone in the under 20s, bro, because you also have to work within the structure. And if you know you have a financial structure, you can't just waste money. And that would be considered wasting money. So therefore, like, it's kind of like common sense that you can't do it.
But he didn't play Ox last season, bro. After
Yeah,
March,
but he didn't shun him to the under 23s and he was still registered. This season, I mean, I wanted him not registered. Like, don't register him. Don't if he don't go, that's his problem, innit? Like,
isn't that even worse though, Drift, if we just keep him on the bench and still paying him, but he knows he's never gonna play?
no, because thank God we didn't get any injuries and didn't need him. If we'd have got injuries, Ox would have played. Like, he would have, like, he was still there ready, innit?
Against Southampton, if I'm not mistaken, we rotated like 9 players and Ox didn't even see the pitch for any minute.
Yeah, but during the AFCON, he played a lot. Therefore, I don't know if he fell out with him or what, but I think if he got desperate, he would have played Ox. He would have played him if he got desperate.
Right, let's do it. Let's talk about Klopp's loyalty.
But I see a whole load of thingies backed up. Should we get through them first?
No, I think we need to cook while we're on the subject. Let's cook and then we'll get through the soup.
By the way, can I just talk about the Mo Chacha thing? Because I don't want to go too far back later on. Yeah. That man is an absolute legend for us.
Bro, beyond legend.
Absolute legend. I was actually applauding as you were talking because I only saw the first page. I didn't hear all that other stuff. This whole thing about people don't call people out, yeah, I get it, innit? You gotta eat. But I think it's one of the things that people respect about us. Not to like blow our own horn or anything, because you know we're not
but
like that.
Let's be honest, Drift. We keep
it a buck.
We get both sides though, Drift. Everyone in here in the community, they rate us for what we do. But let's be honest, outside of it, we get our fair share of stick. Let's not make any bones about it. We do.
No, fact.
No, we do. Fact. But it's because we're sticking by our principles and we don't care whether people don't want to hear what we've got to say. Just turn off and don't listen then, innit? We're always going to speak facts. I'm not going to have somebody like for example, if my brother was a smoker, I'm not going to be like, bro, do you know what? It's all right, man. It's not too bad you're a smoker. I mean, I wouldn't smoke if I was you, but like, it's cool, man, that smoke. Just so that my brother comes round or he lets me come round to his house. Bro, if he stops me coming around to his house because I'm moaning at him, so be it. Every time I see him, I'm going to snap it out of his hand and be like, bro, why are you doing that? That's bad for your health. You know what I mean? I will keep it real. I'm going to tell him how it is. I'm not just going to ponder to him because he might shout at me or he might not come around for Christmas or, do you know what I mean? It'd be like, well, bro, if you're not going to come around for Christmas because I'm looking out for you, then it is what it is, isn't it? That's more about your character than mine. So if Liverpool are going to ban journalists from coming into the, because they're actually talking truth and they're trying to like ask questions that need to be asked, then accept what it comes with and have some integrity. Do you know what I mean? And just be like, and everyone will eventually realize it's the club. Everybody will eventually realize it's the club. They won't blame you. They'll realize it's the club. Speak the truth like Mo does. Stop letting them get away with this. Why are we allowed to just keep like letting them get away with all this stuff? They got away with the Super League. They got away with raising the prices. They got away with trying to trademark the Liverpool name. They've been getting away with lacking investment in the squad for years. They're getting away with charging us £105 for fucking football kits. And let's keep it a buck. In comparison to New Balance, Nike's actually pretty crap. Like, I don't like the look of half the kits they make for us, but we're paying double the amount for them. And then on top of that, Cal, when I heard you read out that thing about the amount we spent in comparison to the amount we've made, I nearly choked, bro. I nearly choked. I didn't even have a sweet or food in my mouth or nothing, and I still nearly choked because I couldn't believe what I heard you say, bro. And I've always known it. And we've always known it. We've always known Liverpool are tight as fuck. We've always known it. And when you hear it factually, it really, really feels like a punch in the face.
I hear you, Drift,
bro.
but Drift, we've also got to speak, like, if we're going to ask questions about the FSG and the owners, rightly so in press conferences, all that as well, absolutely.
100%.
But Mo Chacha also spoke on Klopp as well, bro. People aren't asking Klopp why
and I'll come to that now.
There's no questions being asked to Klopp either.
And I'll come to that now. I'm the biggest person out of us three who will be like, I think people are going a bit in on Klopp too much, right? I hold my hands up for that. And my loyalty to Klopp will always be there because I think he's an absolute legend. And what he's done for us, I think we need to show loyalty. Because even though people are annoyed that he's showing loyalty to players, let's not forget that loyalty is one of the main things in life that makes you a good person. Just generally speaking, no matter what it is, loyalty is one of the main things that makes you a good person. If you're always out for yourself...
Depending on the situation, Drift.
No, yeah, it is. But I think somebody has to push you right to the edge for your loyalty to be questioned. I don't think it should be a little bit of a blunder.
You can also be blinded. You can be blinded.
No. I'm talking about
I made
us.
a statement.
No. I'm talking about us with Klopp as the fans.
No, I hear
if people
you,
are going to tell
bro.
me that the little bit of a blunder
man.
that we've had by not finishing the season the way we wanted to, and then a bad start to the following season after so much success before that, is all you need to turn your back on him and be Klopp out, which a lot of people are becoming, then in my opinion, that's a you issue. I don't think that's anything else, but we'll move on from that just briefly. I am actually of the understanding now that maybe a couple of people are on point that Klopp isn't as great at moving on and starting again. And it was something that you said, Cal, while he's reading out most stuff, where he hasn't had to do it in regards to, not that he's not capable, because building a squad and rebuilding a squad to me is exactly the same in terms of the personnel and knowing who you want. But what I forgot about, which you rightly said, is the emotional side of it. That's the part he's not used to. Getting rid of somebody he doesn't want to get rid of. Somebody who he's fully befriended, feeling like he's snaking them by telling them he doesn't want them anymore. And that's probably the part that I didn't really register with when I was thinking about him being able to rebuild. I'm just thinking about his ability to just spot talent, know what he wants, bring it in and coach him, which on that, he has absolutely no, like, I think he could do that in his sleep. But you're right. That part about getting used to the player, not being there anymore, losing a friend, losing somebody who he's relied on, that's the part he's struggling with. But what I will say, though, to everybody who's going to start like going in, if you don't believe that Klopp has the ability to learn that, considering this is the first time he's doing it, because everybody's had to do something for the first time. So if this is the first time he's done it, let's just give it a little bit of patience and he'll learn. He's not going to know how to do it. He's way too good, way too intelligent to not eventually figure out, all right, this is kind of how it has to be.
Drift, how long does he get?
Oh, for me, he gets at least 12 to 18 months to get used to the idea of getting rid of the old guard and bringing in the new guard.
All right, so 12 to 18 months. And again, got to put everything in context. 12 to 18 months, we could potentially be losing Bobby on a free, Naby on a free, Ox on a free, Milner on a free. 18 months further, we could be looking at likes of Henderson thinking, he can't even do the 6 anymore, let alone the 8. We could be looking at Virgil saying, boy, we thought he's going to come back after the World Cup rejuvenated, and he hasn't. Could be looking at Trent thinking, bloody hell, Trent's not doing very well at the moment still. But 12 to 18 months in football is the difference between Liverpool finishing 4th and being out of sight for Man City by December in 2019.
100%.
But 18 months is too long for anyone in football. I've got to be real with you, bro.
It wasn't too long for Arteta.
But we're completely on a different plane to them.
No, but I'm just using that as an example. They finished 8th and then bottled top 4, and their owners still stuck with Arteta, and they're reaping the rewards of doing that. And because Klopp is 50 times the manager that he is. So if we got to go backwards to go forwards, as much as it pisses me off, and as much as I'm going to be angry along the way, if it means Klopp is still at the helm, and then once he's figured it out, we still got the second best manager in the world at the helm, then I can come to terms with that. Because if we get rid of Klopp and bring someone in who might be a bit more ruthless or whatever, and he's not good, what are we going to do in 2 or 3 years' time when we're back at square one, but we've got a shitter manager?
All right, can I just say one thing to a couple of people in the comments I'm not going to address? You see, if you criticize Jurgen Klopp, that doesn't mean you want to sack him. I'm going to repeat for people who can't seem to bridge the gap between the two.
Agreed.
If I
This is what I'm
criticize
saying.
Matt
Yeah.
on the show, it doesn't mean I don't want to be Matt's friend anymore and I don't want him on Kopish. If I dislike or disagree with anything like that Drifty says, doesn't mean I dislike Drifty or don't want him on Kopish. Just like if Matt and Drifty disagree with me, we've never come off stream and Matt and Drift have gone, I disagreed with what you said, Cal. Leave your Kopish account at the door. Guys, please can we get out this narrative that if you criticize someone, it doesn't mean you want them out.
Trust
We
me.
criticize players. We have criticized Alisson, the best goalkeeper on the planet. We've criticized Salah. We've criticized Trent. Why does it mean when you criticize Klopp, I'm seeing questions like, oh, do you mean sack him right now, Cowell? Oh, does that mean sack Klopp? Grow up, please, guys. Honestly, like we're having a proper conversation here. If you can't fathom criticizing a man who we all love and adore, then this conversation isn't for you. It's as real as that. Like, not once have you heard any one of us three say, sack Klopp. We don't believe in Klopp. Like, grow up, please. It's the last time I'm going to say it to you guys because it's getting silly and long now. Like, it's really, really petty. Like, unless you hear me, Matt, or Drift say the words Klopp out or sack Klopp, please don't ask us that question.
Trust.
It's like asking me, am I black? Just look at me. I think there's your answer. If I don't say it, no, honestly, if I don't say it, don't tell me that's what I want.
Cal
Like-
just said, "Does the duck quack?"
Like, does a duck quack? Does a
Hey.
lion roar? If I don't say those words, if Matt doesn't say those words, if Drifty doesn't say those words,
Trust.
can you just understand that we don't want Jurgen Klopp to leave Liverpool Football Club, but we can criticize him in the hope that we want him to change some of the things he's doing? For the people in the back, people on Kopish, Matt, Drifty, Callum does not want Jurgen Klopp sacked on the 3rd of October, 2022. Hope that clears it up for you guys. As I was saying, Drift, how does Jurgen Klopp change to not allow things like the next potential 12 or 18 months to look like an absolute car crash?
I just trust in his intelligence and his ability to be professional. I don't have any facts. I don't have any evidence to back it up. I just have faith in the second, in my opinion, the second best manager in the world. I don't want to lose sight of who he is, what he means to the club, and the fact that he's adapted everything that we stand for as a club and taken us through the best time we've ever had since Kenny Dalglish left Liverpool over 30 years ago. There's no way in the world that I am ever going to ignore any of that and bend to modern. Because let's be honest, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm not going to be vexed along the way and I might contradict myself on the odd show with how angry I'll get, yeah? I'm not saying that. I'm a human, innit? But what I am saying is, if you look at the situation, yeah, that we're in, and then you go back to times before Klopp, and you think about how long it took us to get to when we found Klopp, I'm not one of these guys. I'm old school. I don't even want to start doing the whole like shitting on younger people, or because there might be older people who even have this opinion, but I'm from the genre where you had a free CD player and you put 3 albums in there and you didn't change those 3 CDs for 6 months. And you just listened to it because you had patience and you didn't have this on to the next one mentality. Like the millennial, like in these times we live in now, especially like 2010 onwards, everything's like new. I want something new. I want something new. So as soon as anybody makes any mistake, does anything wrong or anything you don't like, let's replace. Let's get the next one. It's the mentality. I don't have that mentality yet. I'm still old school. I will stick by a man and I will be frustrated, but I will stick by him. You can ask Matt, anybody, because obviously Matt was the only one who knew. I didn't even back down on Brendan. There were times when Matt would be like, seriously, Jeff? I'd be like, no, I'm not going to give up on Brendan. He nearly won us the title. Yeah, I can see things he's doing wrong, but the man nearly won us the title. Why am I just going to turn on him? He's clearly got the capabilities. Let's give him a go. And as happy as I was, we got Klopp. Ask Matt. I was vexed we sacked Brendan. I thought it was out of order, and I didn't think it was right to do it when we did it. So like, I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna do the on to the next one, fuck Klopp, and all this weird shit I'm seeing just because the man's trying to adapt to something he's never had to do before, which was give up on players he loves and try and bring in new ones. Like what's going on?
Hold that there, Drift, because I'm going to come to Matt on this. I hear what you're saying from a life standpoint, Drift, but Matt, does that work in football?
This is what I was gonna say. What Drift said is complete. I understand when you're talking just general walk of life, but football is different in a sense of no. You can give someone loyalty, 100%. You can give someone chances, but there does come a time where you look at where you are and what you're supposed to be doing. So we look at where we are. We're Liverpool Football Club. What are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be trying to achieve to win every trophy we're in for. We know we're not going to win all of them, but we try and win them. As things stand right now, it doesn't look like we're going to win anything. And as things stand, it looks like we'll be lucky to finish top 4. So you look at it and go, do you sack the manager? Do you get rid of the owners? Do you get rid of the coach? There's so many questions you can ask for, right? You're not going to get rid of the owners in how many days? That just doesn't work like that. That's, finances, that's football. So the most realistic things you look at are, you look at the manager, you look at the coaching. I don't think the manager's the issue, even though he has issues, but he's not the issue because no manager is perfect. Klopp has got his own issues, like the whole loyalty, for example, and maybe not rotating enough players. So he's got issues, but these are issues I think he can get better at. But there are other issues which I think you can fix, like, replacing the coach and going in a completely different direction. These are the things that you can look to amend. I understand loyalty again, like I really do. But in football, you have to be careful because loyalty can also ruin your career. Loyalty is something that when you look at like you look at Arsene Wenger, for example, he was so loyal to Arsenal and some of the players that he was even willing to give some of his players, so to speak, away to rival teams because he had that father in him where he was like, I respect this man so much, I'm going to let him do what he needs to do. Now, I'm not saying Klopp is necessarily going down that route, but what Klopp does need to do, though, is just take a step back and go, why am I here? What do I need to do? And take it step by step, because I feel like when there's an issue and you're so in it and everyone else can see the issue, but like you're in it so you can't see it. Klopp is moving like that at the moment. Like there's so many issues going on with Liverpool, and like for example the Brighton game when he spoke about like, oh, was you surprised by Brighton or like how did you feel? Yes, we didn't know how they were gonna play. What? What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't know how they're gonna play? But that's what you got your coaches there for, to tell you how they're going to play or to have an idea. But it's almost like he's caught up in the whole whirlwind himself. I thought the break was going to help him. But I think what it is that he's in a hurricane and he needs someone to pull him out, pause, and then take a step back and analyze. But he's not doing that. My man's just in there, just in the hurricane, just getting hit left, right, and center. And everything he gets asked for, he gets a bit snappy. Like the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation. We get it. Even as Liverpool fans know, we know Gareth Southgate has his agenda. That's cool, Klopp. You could have just said, you know what? Because you know what Klopp said as well, Cal? He goes, if I speak, I'm going to create headlines. What does he then do, Cal? He proceeds to go and make headlines.
11 minutes.
And not only talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold, but also talk about how we play. And I'm talking like, yes, when Virgil's on the inside right channel, Henderson over. I'm talking, bro, we didn't need to know that. So to answer your question, Cal, I don't.
Come on, Tony, real.
Shout out to Erhan who's made us laugh with this depressing
real.
season.
So
Copy's Peter right now.
So to answer,
let's come out to the ring.
No, it's true. So to answer your question,
you know, see you get mad.
Peter, you're almost dead.
So to answer your question, yeah, does that apply to football? Yes and no, because you can be loyal, Cal, but you can't be blinded by loyalty. And I think for me, that's what's happened. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? And I just
But you
use
can
one
learn,
person.
but you can unlearn that blind loyalty though, and that's
No,
what
you
I
can,
believe
you
that
can,
Klopp
you
will
can.
be able to
And
do.
that's why that, and but that's why, yeah. But again, you can learn. But this is where the problem starts, because we can give you time, but how much time before we look at it and go,
All right, well, you lot let me know then,
do you know
because
what I
I
mean?
said 18 months. So how long would you give him?
That's how I look at it. Well,
For me,
I would
he
say,
gets at least this season.
oh yeah, yeah.
But the summer, if we end this season in a madness, this summer I need to see something. But I give him a calendar year. I'll put it that way. I'll give him a calendar year.
I would,
And I'll
no, I
caveat
would,
that.
yeah.
Sorry to cut you, man. I'll caveat that. For anyone who's about to start going off at me saying you're only going to give Klopp a year, I'll ask you this. If you're willing to give Klopp more than that, I don't want to see anyone in the comments moaning if we're playing Henderson this time in a year's time in the number 8 position and he's stinking up the place. I don't want to see you moaning if we're playing Trent, because I know for a fact if it was a player, we would not give them a calendar year. We would not. And if the person who's leading the players, then with all due respect, I think it's got to be a calendar year. He sees out the season. If I don't see visible change by the 3rd of October, 2023, I've got to start asking questions.
No. That's I actually think that's fair.
Enough.
You can ask questions in 12 months' time, because also in 12 months' time, you also want to see some type of investment as well. Because even though I know you can't just buy everyone to kind of do something, bro, we still need to buy though. Like, let's be real. Remember when I said like we're undercooked? Well, Liverpool, let me put things into perspective, yeah. Well, Liverpool Football Club, yeah. And we bought Calvin Ramsey, Carvalho, and Nunes. We're Liverpool Football Club. Let that sink in for 1 second. That's how we're moving.
You know, see it get bad.
That's how we're moving. We brought in a player from Aberdeen who literally kind of just broke onto the scene, so to speak.
He's meant to be an absolute bad boy, though.
No, I know. But no. Here's the thing. I'm not dissing the players we have.
No, I know.
I'm talking about the amount of players that we brought in. Like, we needed also more experience. Jeff, imagine if I said to you, we added to that. We got let's just say we got Schumann and we got Gravenberch. Now I know I can't contradict myself because that can happen, but we brought in 2 midfielders as well. So we're bringing in extra quality. Bro, I'm pretty sure we look a bit more balanced than what we are now.
Yeah.
For starters, we're younger. We're younger. We're more.
We didn't buy, bro. It's the positions we didn't buy. I have no issues with the players we did buy, but you're spot on. It's the positions we didn't buy. We should have bought cover for the wings. A player who can play both sides, or minimum cover Salah, because we haven't had cover that side for 3 years. And we should have bought 2 midfielders to replace Naby, Jones, or Ox. Like, you're right. So the players we bought were fine, but we should have bought 3 other players on top of those players, so we were covered in all positions. That's what the problem was.
Yeah, and I think, do you know, if every Liverpool fan was being honest right now, and every Liverpool fan being like truthfully like honest, like no jokes aside, I reckon everybody in the chat and you guys, I think we was talking about Jeff the other day, Liverpool, and I think we spoke about Liverpool need 3 midfielders. All jokes aside, like we actually need 3 midfielders. I'm talking midfielders that can actually walk into the first team or rival the first team. Like 3 minutes, not 2.
I actually think 3 of the first team players need to be replaced.
They need 3.
I think it's 2, but I think we should do that on a separate show. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I personally think it's 2.
Just quickly, why are you saying? Why do you think 2 instead of 3? Because who would the third one be?
So the reason I say 2 instead of 3 is because Carvalho and Elliott should be playing centre midfield, but they're not because they're having to play wing. So if you start at the wing, hear me out here. I hear what you're saying, but you should both see your faces.
No, but I think it's for a different reason, because I don't think they should play midfield. We don't play a formation that fits
if
them.
We just say,
I don't know how they fit in.
Yeah, just quickly, just say, Cal, 4-3-3, 3 midfielders. The reason I say 3, that's no slight on Fabinho and Thiago. What I'm saying to them is, you man can't run around forever. You see, Thiago, you're like Thiago is like a freaking
Thiago's the
weapon.
luxury player.
No, Thiago's like a weapon that you only break out when things are looking mad. Like you use him sparingly because he's that good. You can't have man running around all the time when you know he needs saving from himself because he's combative, and you need to kind of like manage his minutes. Fabinho, bro, you know what's so mad, yeah? And it's the last
It's
one
an
I'm gonna say.
it's an uncomfortable conversation.
Because I know we need to
about
move on now.
Flacco,
I was just gonna say this
can't
last thing about Fabinho. I'm gonna be so quick, bro. Pause. You see Fabinho, them man in training used to call man the Hoover, I think it was, yeah. And they always used to laugh and go, "Look at Fabinho's the Hoover."
I don't know if I want a bunch of man them calling me the Hoover, but cool.
Yeah, no, I think they used to call him the Hoover. No, big man thing. Pause, but that's what they used to call him in training, yeah. Come on, the Dyson,
Dyson,
the Dyson, yeah. Bro, do you know what's so mad, yeah? I feel sorry for Fabinho the most. Jurgen Klopp on the weekend said, no, in fact, it was reported. You can kind of see it if you look back. Them man had a little back and forth, innit? Like in terms of like Klopp was shouting at him. Fabinho wasn't really like, he kind of hear him, but he didn't want to respond. And it got to the point where Klopp was so loud. Fabinho kind of responded, but he responded angrily. Do you want to know why that is, bro? Fabinho is one of the most, in fact, Pep Linders says he's the most important player on the pitch. He's actually the most important player. Bro, do you know why I feel so sorry for him? He's the number 6, and he's supposed to defend every single counterattack possible. That's actually humanly impossible. Do you know what was so mad about Fabinho when he used to do it? It's because he was almost like, he was just like overperforming. So not overperforming, but he could get away with it because he was youthful. Yeah, and Genie. He had players around him that could help him. You see right now, Henderson's legs are gone. When I say they're gone, Drift, I won't even say what Drift said, but Drift knows Henderson legs gone. Thiago has never been a guy that can cover like loads of ground like in a quick space of time. Bro, the fact that it's one man, I feel sorry for him. But yeah, we move.
Yeah. By the way, pause merch out now.
Right. Let me have super chats and then we'll do a very short segment. Jamrock says, Nkunku verbal on personal terms, no club agreement. We're gonna. That's the short. That's the short.
Who's that, Carl? Who's gone there? Who was that? Nkunku, yeah.
Yeah. Patrick says, why do Arsenal fans think they're in a title race? How do we break it to them disrespectfully? Big up from a Real Madrid fan. Love your content. I be honest with you. You lot know when it comes to Arsenal, I usually talk with chest. You ain't gonna get that from me this week.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
You have to have self-awareness. You have to.
Bricking it for next Sunday. Bricking it.
The first time in 7 years.
Yeah.
First time in 7 years we're going into a game against Arsenal and we're not the better team. First time in 7 years. It was always gonna happen. It has to happen at some time.
Touching cloth for that game. LFCR786 says, as much as we lack new quality players, I watched the game back and it's defo the system. That's the main issue right now. They all look confused. No one knows where to be. Trent and Hendo up front for FC. Back. Facts. Jamrock says, oh no, that was on the Mo Chatra stuff. MZ says, Klopp has to change the system. Dead with the 4-3-3 now. I don't see. Here's where I disagree. I don't think he has to change the system. He's got to have different systems that he can use.
Yeah, there's still times when the 4-3-3 will be implemented greatly. Do you know what I mean?
Don't abandon it forever. It's not necessarily system. It's how you utilize your formation.
Yeah, how you implement. Yeah. Do you eat your dinner with your fork or do you eat it with a knife and fork? Do you know what I mean? Like
some man eat with a spoon as well.
I mean, unless it's soup, that's madness. But yeah.
Chris
if I saw someone eating rice and peas with a spoon.
I just use the edge of the spoon to cut the chicken off the bone, you know. That's mad. That's technique. Chris Angel says to keep everyone updated. I don't know to what God Drifty prayed to the prayer to, but I make it to the second phase of the interview at 37.
See it there.
Only 10 was selected. I was ranked 7th next phase on Thursday.
Chris, I told you, bro. I told you, keep that
Let's
phase.
go.
Congrats,
told
Chris.
you,
Let's
bro.
do this, man.
I
We
told
need
you.
Chris,
you in
trust
there.
me. Keep the faith, bro. See what you're saying. See what I'm saying now,
We need you at Liverpool ASAP, bro. We
Bro,
need you there.
Innit?
trust me.
Planner Boy TX says, do you think Klopp's passion burned out after Champions League and EPL? I do think so, and that is a huge problem. I don't. Look what we did last season.
No, it's not. It hasn't. It's not the
But
passion.
what I
bro.
do think has happened
It's not the passion.
is that
bro.
not winning anything last season has made players give up on what
No,
we
but
are
we
currently
won
doing.
trophies.
Yeah, I
but
think it's
not.
opposite.
No,
I
no,
think
but
it's
we.
complacency.
I know what you mean.
No, but here's what happens, right?
Yeah.
We're all humans. It's just human nature. If you get the bad news before the good news, you can be excited about the good news.
Oh,
if you get the good news
100%,
before the bad news makes you forget your good news. So winning the 2 trophies earlier in the season isn't going to help you to feel great when the last thing you remember is the disappointment. If it was the other way round, I think it would be a lot better. So if we lost on the last day of the season, but the FA Cup was played after, like it usually is, and then we won the FA Cup, I think the players might feel a bit more lifted. Because it was the other way round, I think all they remember is the disappointment. And I think playing all them games, not getting over the line, is making them doubt Pep. It's making them doubt whether what we're doing is right. And then the lack of investment in the summer, compiled with that, is now making the players think, what the fuck is going on, in my opinion.
Fair dues. LFC R786 says strong rumors today that FSG will sell. They realize they can't use their model in this era. Apparently, it's Americans who want to buy us, who want us, but the Bowley type Americans. Don't be surprised this happens soon. I'll be very surprised if it happens soon.
It remains to be seen whether Bowley's actually a good owner. He's only been there too long.
I'm just gonna say that Bowley spent big this window. I think the tune will be very different if Chelsea spend very little next window or next summer.
To be fair, though, Bowley's out here making moves though. He was trying to. Mama secured Nkunku and is getting a centre back. What's his name? Garvid or whatever.
Do you know what I want my owner to be? I want my owner to be a man who's got so much pride it's bad for his health. That's the type of owner I want. No, because that's the type of owner that does what it takes to be a winner.
Pride can finish you though.
No, wait,
50. What's your biggest saying about pride?
Yeah, but you end up in jail or dead.
You want our owner to be either in jail.
Yeah. So you want Suge Knight, bro. That's what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I do. I want my guy into press conferences and Manham are shook to even say anything. I want him rolling up to transfers and Manham just let us have the player. Yeah, that's what I want.
Jamrock says, I kept telling you guys about aging Klopp system. You did, Jamrock. You did.
If they get Rafael Leao as well,
L Lads says FSG most likely to sell after the stadium expansion. Look, that's what I'm not talking about the current stadium expansion. I think once the Kop gets expanded, I think that's when they'll sell. They ain't selling yet. We'd have to fall off a cliff as a club.
When I heard you saying the bit, Cal, about how we've paid back money for the training ground and the stadium, especially the fact the training ground is actually
I've been
FSG,
saying this.
who we borrowed the money from. Like, are they fucking kidding me? FSG didn't give us any money in the window, but asked back for half of the money that we owe them for a training ground for a club they own.
I've been saying this.
The maths ain't mathing. The maths ain't mathing. I need anybody. What are the rules here?
No, in this context, the maths actually is mathing.
No. I mean, like the logicalness and the like the maths are mathing in terms of like literally, yeah. But we're not buying players, but we're paying back on a loan who is going back to the people who are supposed to be supplying the money to buy players. What are the rules here? What are the rules? Like, what? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like what is going on? Oh my days.
PR says you guys see Fabinho ignored Klopp on Saturday. Yeah,
he got an absolute roasting. But apparently they sorted it out. But you know, there's some underlying thing there. Fabinho's just like, nah, man, I'm not running around for free. I don't blame him anymore. Pause.
Vince's viewpoint says, is it a coincidence that Firmino was injured and did not play much last season and is the one shining this season? No, I don't think it is.
He needed a break and he got one. It was
Mm.
definitely. I think if Bobby leaves, it will be a sign that Klopp is starting to learn about the loyalty thing. Because as much as I don't think Bobby should go, I think letting Bobby go is a part of Klopp learning. There is no one in our squad that he wants around more than Bobby. Let's keep that abundantly clear.
No,
Bobby's
There's
contract
no
runs
one in
out
our
soon,
squad.
innit?
his
Yeah, but
contract
Klopp,
runs out.
no, but Klopp would give him a new contract under his old way of thinking, right? So Bobby
No.
walks away, then I believe it's part of him learning that he can't hold on to all the old players.
No, it's not, because remember, it's not just Klopp who makes the decisions on the contracts, especially when they're coming to an end. Remember, the club tried with Genie. Klopp wanted Genie to stay. This one's
Yeah,
out.
but that was because they gave him a really low offer.
No, but this what I'm saying. This is out of Klopp's hands. If Klopp really wanted, if he wanted to show, he would have sold Bobby. Letting a player go on a free is not, for me, proving anything.
I think it is, personally. If the contract he's offered is the same as he's got now, but Klopp's like, nah, just let him go, then I would think that's a sign that he's learning.
Official AMD says, big up King. Sometimes love is letting go. It saves both parties. Still trust Klopp to turn it around. Look, that was going to be my question to close out this segment, so I'll ask it now. One word answer, boys. Does Klopp turn this around? Do we finish top 4 this season?
No. To the last part. I don't know if he'll turn it around eventually. I think he probably
No, I'm
will.
talking about this season. Does he turn it around this season? Do we finish?
No, but I think he'll turn it around too late, and we still won't get top 4.
I think
we're
he'll
not
turn it
finishing
around.
top 4 in my opinion.
I think top 4. I'm being honest. I'm not sure. There's a top 4 still within reach, but that's not something to like kind of be like brazy about. I think we can
No,
get
it's
top
not.
4.
Yeah. I think we
think we can get it. I think we scrape it. I think we scrape
Do you lot honestly think we'll finish above City, Arsenal, and Chelsea?
No. I said we'll get top 4. I think we'll finish above Chelsea.
Okay. No, but I think Tottenham are a shoe-in for top 4, personally.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think
They
we'll
are.
finish above
We'll be in
Chelsea.
battle with them. They'll be in battle with them.
Oh, sorry. You think we'll finish above Chelsea, bro?
Yeah.
So I just realized what you said. Nah, we're not finishing above Chelsea.
That I'm not sure. If I'm being honest,
No,
I'm
we're
not
not
sure.
finishing above
I think we'll
Chelsea.
get top 4. I do think we will. But
I mean, I hope you're right, but I wouldn't be surprised if we just about get top 6.
Fair dues. I can't even sit here and say you're being negative based on what we're seeing. Like, if anyone's being delusional here, you could argue it's me. So I'm not even gonna rebuttal that or anything.
I don't think it's delusion because the squad is good enough. It's just will we turn it around in time? That's
No, I
what
hear
my
that.
worry is. Do you know what I mean?
Larker
After the World Cup
76.
is when I think we'll turn it around. It'll be too late by then. That's my worry.
Yeah. I'm calling it now. Sorry, Klopp will not be the manager at the Wolves game start of February. We're only going to see more days like this. For Klopp's style, the team needs to refresh after 3 years. FSG out now. I'm going to be real. If FSG sack Klopp in Feb, we better be rooted to the bottom of the table. Otherwise, you better look at yourselves in the mirror before you sack Klopp in February. February. That happens, I'll be real with you guys. You're going to have to disable my account because I'll get us cancelled if I see Klopp get sacked in February.
Bro, if
With
FSG
sack
Klopp will stop after the fact that it's their fault why he's struggling in terms of the investment. Don't do it.
Matt's such a troublemaker. Jamrock says the players are mentally and physically tired. Trent 4,200 minutes. Robbo 4,000. Virgil 4,700. Allison 4,900. Salah 4,300. Diaz 4,000. Hendo 3,800. Fab 3,600. Mane 4,000. That is
I think
mighty.
the most
That's
impressive thing
some-
about that is that Henderson and Fab were fit enough to play that many minutes.
That's
Bro,
Those are air
mighty.
miles, bro. Those are
Yeah,
air
those are
miles.
air
Like,
yeah, get your American Express.
yeah, man. That's crazy.
We did play 63 games, though. There has to be a bit of context added to that. We did play 63 games.
No, of course, but rotation though.
Rotation, bro.
Remember we spoke about it, Jeff. How many times did we go into a stream and go, yeah, the lineup is strong, but surely he could have not played Robbo.
I get it. I still believe that even with rotation, they would have all played over 3,000 minutes easy, though.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
3,000 is
Like-
different to 4,000, though, bro.
4,000 another
easy,
1,000
yeah.
minutes.
Like 3,500 easy, even with rotation. I
Yeah, but
think.
3,500 is calm. 4,500 ain't.
No.
That's
Yeah,
nuts,
that's ludicrous.
Even for a goalkeeper, that's mad.
That's crazy, bro. I
I'm
can't
not
lie.
gonna lie. That's actually luda. Chris.
That's
Yo, what's
crazy.
good says, talk about our patterns of play and lack of. We just seem to cross and that's it. I watch other clubs and see patterns in the final third. Nothing with us. Facts.
I agree. You know, there's no patterns of play, bro.
Shout out to KG Vision. He says, shout out to all us mid-table dogs.
No,
Yeah.
KG, that's how you going on, yeah. All right.
Mr. Dare I say it, Drifty says, Trent sell, no more start or right centre midfield, buy a right back. I completely disagree with that. Can't sell
Bro.
Trent.
So Trent.
This is what I'm saying.
No, bro.
Like, Mr. Dow say it, like, obviously, like, I love you and all that. But, bro, get rid of
Sell
Trent.
Trent.
Is this what we're doing? We're
Yeah,
going to
that's
start.
wild.
This
What
is-
we're doing?
This is what's bro.
I can't co-sign any of that madness.
That's wild. Wino says Pep bought 2 defenders for 22 mil in a Kanji and Gomez. It's not all about spending stupidly, just get enough good bodies. I completely agree with that. Konate was how much, guys?
36.
32, I thought.
32,
Uh,
I think.
look, 32, 36, 4 million different. Oh, weren't we over the moon with Konate, guys?
Yeah.
How much did Thiago cost?
20, innit?
That
Or
was an
25?
anomaly, but 20.
No, but
And
weren't
we
we
paid
still
in
over the moon with
installments.
Simicast?
Yeah, but that's the best signing we've ever made.
Simicast was 12.5 or something like that.
Weren't we
or
over the moon
11.5.
with it?
I was
We
a little
aren't sitting there
disappointed we didn't get
asking-
thingy, but no, yeah.
We ain't sitting there asking for £100 million players in every position. But if you see a glaring deficiency, just fix it. Fix it. Official AMD says, right now we are like AJ, all the attributes to win. FSG are like McCracken. They got us to a certain level, but can't take us beyond time for change. I don't want to speak on McCracken or Joshua, but there are a lot of people.
Yeah,
who
but
say that.
it's a bit like McGregor. Remember when I was saying to you, Cal, that I think his loyalty to his coaching staff might be what held him back, because they're kind of like yes men. I don't really think they ever told him what to do. I think they just let him do what he wanted.
I hear what you're saying. That's true. No, what you're saying is true, but I think McGregor has a lot of other issues, not just the coach. I think a
He's
lot of
also
it's him.
responsible for a lot of his own
His
downfall.
ego,
But
bro, is
I think he had a lot of men around him that were willing to let him do what he was doing, even though they
His
didn't
ego.
agree he should be doing it, though. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Big up Nerd Beats Football Analysis. Make sure you head over
Yeah,
to his
big up
channel
there, yeah,
and
no.
subscribe. We got to
Trust me.
accept the rough with the smooth with Klopp. If he likes a player personally and they bring value to the group, he'll never force anyone out. It's a gift and a curse.
It is. It's definitely a gift and a curse.
Beretta93 says, officially Klopp out. Wow.
Oh,
Too stubborn
no.
tactically and blind loyalty. Hope he proved me wrong and changes as no one is replacing him. Genius, but short term only. I respect it, but I disagree. Tahir says FSG get away with it because fans let them. Facts. Joe Cripps says, I reluctantly agree with Matt. Klopp might have to go. Oh, Matt never said Klopp.
What did I miss? Hold on a minute.
Since when did I say Klopp needs to go? This is what I'm. But
Hold on a minute, bro.
I've never said
What?
that, bro.
Hold on
Man's
a minute.
never said that, bro.
What was
I've never said that. Man will deny those allegations, bro. I never said Klopp needs to go, bro.
That's wild still.
I never said that.
You see how easy it is to just flip a man into the danger
This is
zone.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that-
I
that
never
is
said Klopp needs to
kinda
go, you
wild.
know.
The writing on
I've
us
never said
had
that.
been on the wall for 3 seasons. Letting go of our fittest players and not replacing them has destroyed us. FSG has got to sell. I agree with the second bit. Not not that Klopp's got to go.
Yeah, like since when no, bro. Man trying to drag me into the thing, bro.
Like, have you
never
not been
say,
talking offline? Like, what's happening?
bro?
I
Man
don't
never
know,
say
bro.
Klopp up, brother. You mad? Nah,
Tahir says no such thing as loyalty. Look at life in general.
No,
I
to
mean,
hear, I fully disagree with that.
I
bro.
disagree with that, especially having said vows at an altar in front of people to a woman I love.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty. I'm in the
Bro.
mud. Like,
you'll be
yeah,
the fully.
I'm in deep.
Yeah,
dude.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You're allowed to do things every now and again. That's a bit selfish,
Yeah.
but you have to. Do you know what I mean? Like the fundamentals have to still be there.
All I'm
like,
saying, if there's no
you know what I'm
loyalty,
saying?
you're gonna see me doing up Kevin Samuel videos very soon. That's
you
all
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
Man's just out here moving like flipping. That ain't my son, man. Like, no
Right,
loyalty,
tell him,
no
man. Tell him,
nothing,
man.
bro.
Facts, bro.
Wake up, sleepy time's over.
I was gonna say something there, but
I
I
know
said it.
you-
I said it the last time.
Tahir says, look at Wenger, his loyalty and what happened
Wake
to
up, yo.
AFC. Hear that, Tahir.
Mm.
Nerdbeat says, anyone notice he never gets angry as much post-match? Oh,
I don't
think-
think. No, he might have a point. No, now
Klopp is passive aggressive, though.
Animated.
He's kind of passive aggressive,
now.
though.
Before he used to punch the wall. Now he'll just drop something mad in your food or something. Like, he'll be like, "Oh, this is salty." Like, yeah.
No, I'd be like, why am I sweating?
much
Why am I
seasoning,
sweating?
sorry.
though?
You know them boy things where like you look at your food and you're like, babe, there's mushrooms in this. Yeah,
I'm allergic.
I don't eat mushrooms. I just pick them out, innit? All right. All right. You know that was
You
like,
just,
all right.
you just there on the couch, just, baby, are you eating cashews? Yeah, but you know I'm allergic. Oh, maybe you need your EpiPen then. Where's my EpiPen? Oh, I don't know. Like,
You better go find it.
Last
gonna have
time
to
I
find
saw
it,
it was
baby, quick.
outside, but
Your
know?
throat's closing, better be quick. Like, James says top 4 ain't guaranteed. If we scrape top 4 or worse,
Close it,
don't.
you know.
Will the owners again balance the book while again our rivals mid-table continue spending tons, may fall apart and it ain't rocket science? Why? If we don't get top 4, that weren't a
Was
gigs.
that-
Even that
I
was.
was just gonna say, was that?
Yeah.
Was
That
that?
sounded like a gigs one. I
that
can't
weren't a
front.
gigs. That was a. I don't want to face that reality. That would be a lot.
That was a gigs.
James says Arsenal fans were screaming from the rooftops about how awful their owners are. That changed now. Why? Because they started doing their job. Yeah, I think they got some sort of investment as well. So someone clear that up for me, please, because I think there was some investment involved. But
Don't get twisted though. Arsenal, man, if they finish 5th somehow, it'll be straight back to Kroenke's out.
Yeah.
Arsenal,
Yeah.
man, flip flop more than a pair of sliders. Don't get it twisted.
That's facts. Beretta 93 says Carvalho, Elliot, Nunes are the future. Build a system for them. Want us to do a video on Nunes, a serious video on Nunes.
Not for right.
His role is most important, hence we need to challenge for that role. I'm not sure what that was relating to. Is that
His
related
role-
to? I
Is
think that
that
was maybe
Fabinho?
Pep Linders or maybe it could have been
By
anyone.
the way, little plug for the members. There's a members video coming very soon. Who is the most important player under Klopp's era? Shout out to the members. Little plug there.
There's also a full managers episode coming as well.
Yay!
Yay. Chris says, I think Trent needs a rest. All of us competed in athletic capacity. Understand if the mind and body ain't clicking, it won't work. Facts.
Yeah. And I
Hey,
think he needs to
Gargamel,
I
stop
think he-
trolling, man. Stop trolling.
I think he needs to
trolling.
like lose a little bit of that body mass, man. He looks a bit flat-footed to me. I still kind of think it's got something to do with that, but
DJ says, Nkunku gonna cook under Potter. He is indeed.
Bruv.
El Lad says they can't expand the cop cow. It's Annie Roden. Oh yes, you're right. Yeah,
Nkunku
but yeah,
is gonna
either way, I don't
cook
think they're leaving
up
before they expand that.
everybody.
Matt Bickerzette says Jurgen Klopp moving like Drago by playing Milner. If he does, he does.
you know what's mad as well about the expansion? If anybody, you know when you hear a top red go, if they didn't care about the club, why have they made the new training ground? Why have they expanded the stadium? I'm like, bro, for the same reason you build a fucking extension on your house so you make the garden look nice. So when the man them come round to view it, they want to buy it. Like, come on, don't be so naive.
Yeah.
Don't be so naive. Well, you
true,
didn't
though.
build that extension for your girl to have pottery lessons in there. You built that extension so it made the house have 25 grand extra value. Come
Facts.
on. Come on, man. Let's not be stupid.
LFC R786 says the Storm is FSG, the trampoline is Klopp, P.S. Edwards. Man dipped to the right time.
Did you know? But you know what though? He left Julian Ward with a whole heap of stuff though.
Come on, man. We fucking might as well, innit? Hold on.
Peter, make me come out I real. Peter, come out I real. You know, see that get bad. Peter, we are going to blood clot, Peter, you're nearly dead.
I'm gonna tell you this, my friend. So when me I drink rum, I drink for drunk. You hear that?
Star Days.
Life is getting better and better.
Star Days, it says, we will finish 5th and win the Champions League. Also, the owners won't sack Klopp because they will have to pay him out 48 mil. Istanbul run 2.0.
I told you, look. Do you remember the other day when you lot said I was exaggerating when I said that the whole coaching staff would cost 40 mil? Look, man saying he must have done research. 48 mil to just get rid of Klopp alone. That's about 60 mil to get rid of the coaching staff and Klopp.
And we can't pay that in installments either. That's got to be one.
You just got to pay a man out, bruv. And if they did do that, best believe whoever comes in ain't getting no kitty.
Yeah, they're getting
not even a pussy cat, bruv.
Yeah,
no kitty,
toilet paper still.
Yeah, bruv. Man, then we'll have to be doing that whole, like, you know what I mean? Use your hand and then wash afterwards, bruv. No toilet paper, bruv.
That's a wild life still. Tuchel says, thoughts on Darwin. I'm not going to call him that name. I'm going to call him Darwin.
No, don't disrespect Darwin. What?
Hasn't had a great start. We wait to see how he improves.
Yeah, ain't got to do that. Just
that's not a Liverpool fan. I don't believe
no,
that.
it's not. Obviously, it's not. Clearly, it's not.
And by the way, when people say Darwin noodles is a spectacular meal. I don't even get what the brush is. Like, what, a noodle? Like, tell me how many things taste nicer than noodles.
I know, it's a side dish, isn't it? It's not main.
It's not. Yeah, you wouldn't have noodles. I mean, some people might, but
I don't know. I think it's a complimentary. I think you either go rice or noodles, then you get your. I mean, that's a pause moment. Then you get your meat. Pause. Like, is with. Ain't that how you?
You best hope you don't get clipped up, brother.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I want that meat.
Look, a side is a spring roll. That's a side, bro.
Man acting like our game in hand ain't against Chelsea. Facts. At Stamford Bridge. Out.
That's mad.
Vince's viewpoint says we've got to seriously consider shifting Trent to midfield and getting a robust right back. Trent has all the qualities to shine in the middle and support the right back. 50-50 on it. Game Pro, are you worried playing Arsenal this weekend? Yes. Very. Of the all the
I'm concerned. Yeah.
Fan, I am petrified.
I can't believe. Yeah.
Man have already told me make sure you're at home on Sunday. That's what I'm worried, very worried. I won't give you my score prediction now. I'll do that in the preview, but it's yeah, I'm very worried. Mr. I say it says I don't want to see Trent at right back and Fab as a starter. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on Calvin Ramsey. Gangster Gaming says I reluctantly agree with Drifty. Klopp is finished is a finished manager and he's such a troll. Gangster Gaming.
See how people are trolling. Yeah, they're trolling out today, bro.
Joe Crip says, Matt, can you clarify what you said then about getting rid of the coaching staff and not being able to do that without Klopp because they see each other as fam? I'm
glad you said that. Let me clarify because I think you didn't understand what I was saying. I said, first of all, the coaching staff would need to go. Pep Linders and the man them who Klopp trusts would need to vacate the building. I said you can have one or two things to do. You either get rid of the manager or get rid of the coach. So I said you can't get rid of the manager. Look what he's done. But the coaches who he relies upon and the coaches who he trusts, you have to get rid of them. Why are you gonna do that? You know what? This is what I'm gonna say.
Oh, Carl, that was savage.
You have to start getting violent now, yeah.
Go suck your mother. Me ready for 1 hour no ramp with me and see me now flush on the face, pussy. Big I go suck your mama. And that me I tell her you're pussy. Me ready for yam up your blood clot.
Hey, listen, I will clap back, you know. Listen.
You see that background music? That's gonna start happening on shows still.
Oh, man actually drew for the violin, you know.
See you, yeah. All right.
It fits so well, man. I'm sorry, but
nah. See you, Carl. You best watch yourself. I'm not even. I thought it was Titanic. Like I was about to go down.
Troy M says Liverpool's next manager, Linders or Drifty assistant manager in Football Manager. If you know, you know.
Oh, if you know, you know. If you know about the Football Manager thing, Drifty's assistant manager is a mazza. What did he tell you, Drift? Just to quickly, we don't even know spoilers, but quickly, Drift. What did your assistant manager tell you one time about a certain player, why you shouldn't play him? Can you remember? About Romero.
Oh yeah. He said he feels over aggressive. My assistant manager's a pussy on straight. There's no two ways about it. And by the way, people, we've only got 301 likes. Smash the like button, guys. Come on, man. We've got well over 1,000 of you in the chat right now live. Come on, guys. Smash the like button.
Mero's too aggressive, you know.
Tahir says FSG will get rid of Klopp instead of giving him the 48 mil. I can't use that A word on there. Accident on its way. It better not be, or else an accident will be on its way to them as well. Like this Liverpool fan base don't play when it comes to Klopp. Big up to the main man today, though. Well, go on, fellas. It's your birthday, boy.
Yes.
Hey.
Big up Sadiq, bro. Happy birthday, brother.
Let's drop you the
and look. Is Sadiq the new manager? Well, go on.
Let's hope so, bruv.
Yeah, bro.
At least we know Sadiq would be getting 2 midfielders minimum.
Facts. Because you ain't having none of that foolishness.
No. Big up Sadiq again. I know we dropped it on Friday, but we got to do it again.
Oh, 100%.
Trust me. Of course, bro. Of course. Klopp with all that energy, blood. Man ain't see. It's peak. The fist bump and that.
Before we wrap up, guys. Simple one-word answer. Do you think Nkunku definitely goes to Chelsea?
You know, this show has messed with me in terms of the way we think. Because as soon as Cal said, before we wrap up, I thought of something totally different.
Bro.
Yeah.
Nah, Drift.
Man in a gutter. Dirty mind.
Trust me.
Dirty man.
What kind of energy is this? What kind of energy you got, bro?
Dirty mind, Drifty. Dirty
mind. Man. Make sure you always do, though. Fact of life. Yeah, so ask your question again, bro.
I was gonna say it
depends what your intentions and your intensity is about. I get it.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
I wanted Stevie and Robbie, so I just pow. I
was waiting for you to say. Bro.
Pow.
Hold on, where is it?
Classy up the sun of the yard there. And my gun that.
That was Cal. Spraying out the
my little friend. Do we get did Chelsea get Nkunku, and have we missed a boat on another player?
Probably some of the comments are wild, you know, bro.
I've lost all composure, sir. Oh my days.
Man.
Yeah, they are getting him. They're 100% getting him. And did we miss the boat? If you ask Matt, yes. In my opinion, I think Nkunku is a very good player. I still believe I don't know where he would have truly fit in our system if we want to start playing with a natural striker. But quality players of that type, you just want them in the squad regardless, I guess, right? Like, it's a type of player that you don't want to see go to a rival that's going to make the team even better that you're trying to compete against. The last thing we want is Chelsea, United, Arsenal, the likes of getting all these like potential world-class players to make themselves a much better team, to make our job even harder in it. So I'm upset that he's going there, whichever way you look at it.
Fair dues.
And don't even ask Matt. Matt.
Nah, you need to ask me. No, ask me, bro. No, ask me.
This is Nkunku, bro. This is worse than Naby, bro.
Ask me, bro. No, you know why?
This is
For
like
2
this is like
years.
Haaland going to City for me. With
Yeah. No, I think it's worse, Cal. You know,
Bro,
I actually think it's worse.
And Haaland's a couple goals off the Golden Boot from last season. We're in October.
No. I mean, it's worse as in like I think his love of Nkunku is better. It's bigger than your love of Haaland. I think.
Bro,
I don't know.
You see Nkunku, yeah. Man's been saying, 2 years straight. Like, bro, we need to bring him in. Like, in terms of like, bro, you could see what it was gonna do. You could see what was gonna happen. Yeah. You're easy, you know. See you. You what? You see a football manager, you're coming bottom. You're getting packed. Drifty, pack him in. Now, Drifty, pack him in. I'm not even joking. Make sure football manager, all that attack, Drift. I'll help you settle the tactics, everything. Pack him in. No, we're not having none of that. We're not having it. Not today.
Oh man.
Nah, go on, man. All jokes aside, go to you.
No, because you're gonna try to clip man up.
No. Look, my hands are here.
You cannot be trusted, man.
My hands are here. I promise. I won't.
No, I don't trust either of you. All I say is this year, because we can't go on a long tangent thing. It's actually, to be fair, it's actually a thing of not trying to go on a tangent. Just quickly, I'll say this year. He's a quality player that we definitely should have tried to get. It's the fact of Chelsea knew how good the guy was and have got the deal done. It seems like early. That's something that we should have tried to have done as well. Because we're talking about the whole Salah, like whether he's a Salah replacement, he's a midfielder, he's a false nine. Nkunku is a Jurgen Klopp type player, bro. And when I say the man can do everything, he can do everything, bro. He's a Swiss Army knife. All jokes aside, bro. When I say this guy would have enhanced Liverpool so much, and we've gone and just let a next team.
Would you say he's the closest thing to a 25-year-old Mane?
Bro, he's like, do you know what the best way to describe him? He's like Mane and Genie in a sense of, because he can do the Genie role in the midfield. If you want him to do that, he can do that, but he hasn't done it for a little while. But he can do the Mane thing as well, bro. Like he would give competition for Diaz. He could do the Firmino thing as well. He can do the false nine thing. He can do it with drawn striker.
Can he play right wing? Like, could he have been that versatile player that could have played across?
He can do it. I wouldn't say that that's the position that you would say, like if you pick his first two positions, but he can definitely do a job there, bro. And then for people saying Chelsea's number 9 is cursed, I don't think he's going Chelsea to play number 9. I think he's gonna play off the wing. He'll play off the wing. They're not looking for him to be the main man.
So you think it'll be Nkunku, Aubameyang, and Sterling? Do you think that will be their front?
I think they'll try and go and get another striker. Whoever that striker will be, they'll try and get another one. Because I think Aubameyang's only there for short term, personally.
No, but remember they do have Brozier.
Even him.
Graham Potter, I think may switch to a 4 at the back, and Nkunku could be playing in midfield for Chelsea.
I think Nkunku is serious, bro. And we just
at Brighton, he played two strikers at times as well, right? So he might even go with the two strikers.
He didn't have a set formation at Brighton.
He hasn't played midfield in Nkunku for like properly now for about 2 seasons. And no word of a lie, other than Thiago, he walks into our midfield. It's that simple.
Yeah, I hear it. Adrian says depressed over how Liverpool are playing, but I only have to put on Kopish and I'm good again. You lads are doing a great job. I big up yourself, Adrian.
Yeah, big up, Adrian. Big up, man.
Much
appreciate that, bro.
Mr. Sinclair said thoughts. Manager changes, but does the model? If not, does the next manager need less than 4 years to win the Premier League / Champions League final to be better than Klopp?
And this is what I'm saying. What's the point in getting rid of the manager when the owners are going to do the same shit, but that manager won't be as good as Klopp at turning water into wine?
Yeah.
What is the point? This is a point I'm making. Careful what you wish for, man. Appreciate what you got till it's gone, man.
Peterson says, are you guys afraid the EPL myth become the Farmers League? The way City and Haaland are moving, and it's heading that way.
Yo, can I just say something quickly? I know you're going for the Super Cow, but it's relevant to what you just said. For all the people out there that for the last 4 or 5 years spend all of their time and energy hating on Liverpool, literally to be a hater. Literally to be a hater. The only people in the league who are allowed to hate on Liverpool are Man United because the rivalry is real and we get it.
And Everton.
And Everton. It's reciprocated. We get it. We hate you. You hate us. That's life. But to all the Chelsea, to all the Arsenal, to all the Tottenham, to all the anyone else who was hating on Liverpool just for pure jealousy, which, may I add, is the worst emotion on the planet. Jealousy is the worst emotion on the planet, and envy, whichever one you want to call it. Actually, gluttony's up there as well, but I digress. You spent all this time and energy grilling Liverpool, rinsing Liverpool, doing all this hating bullshit that you were doing the whole time, when really what you should have been doing is thanking us. And you know what why you should have been thanking us? Because Liverpool were making sure that the Premier League kept its value. Liverpool were making sure the Premier League had entertainment value when it came to the title race and what the league stands for. Because without Liverpool for the last 4 years, we would have been France with PSG. We would have been Germany with Bayern Munich. We would have been I really don't think you lot understand what this league would have been like without Liverpool putting up the fight that we've been putting up for the last 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been. So all of that hating and all that energy you were putting into it, I hope you're ashamed of yourself because you're getting what you wanted now. Liverpool not doing well and City about to annihilate the league and make it look like PSG do in France. So I hope you're happy. I really, really hope you're happy because that's what the league has become now. As soon as Liverpool slip off for a little bit, that is what the league has become. Because make no mistakes, Arsenal might be playing well. But if you actually think Arsenal can win the league, you're an idiot. So let's just keep it a buck. We have just fallen down and now Man City are just going to walk this league. So congratulations. You got what you want, you haters.
Vince's viewpoint says, just thinking, why did John W. Henry come to the UK last time? I thought he was clearing money to buy a player. Man came, smoked a cigar and vacated. Literally.
He came to troll, man. He boyed it.
Jamrock says, we need to talk more about Andreas Kornmeier, fellas. Yeah, we do. We will.
Quagmire. We do. We need to talk about Quagmire.
Troy M says, pace, shot, pass, dribble, defense, and physicality. FIFA, rate yourselves in each of these attributes at the best you've ever been as a player.
Okay. This is easy. My pace would have been 19.
That's FIFA. So it's out of 100.
Yeah. If I was a FIFA character, yeah, my pace would have been 19.
No, it's out of 100. So you're supposed to be 19. You're not football manager.
Oh, out of 100. Oh, it's FIFA. Sorry, I'm thinking football manager.
I said 19, right? You're slow than motorcycle blood.
Bro.
Man, man would have been.
I'm thinking football manager.
You would have been the slowest striker to grace the league. You would have been like Jan Koller, but worse.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking football manager out of 20.
Yeah.
I would have been. On FIFA, my pace would have been 92 if I was on FIFA. My shooting would have been 90. My passing would have been 80. My dribbling would have been 70. And my defense would have been 50. My physicality would have probably been about 75.
Go on, Matt.
Pace 89. Shot 92.
Jeez.
Dribble definitely 90. Defense 62. Physicality, yeah, I was on stuff still. Physicality, I was on stuff. Hey, 79 as a forward. Moving like Mo Salah here.
Matt actually sounds like he was describing Jota or something.
No, I'm just describing. Who else am I describing? Yeah, I better Andres Townsend still.
I think Townsend was a good player. I don't even think it's shade to say man was Townsend.
I'm joking. Of course he's a good player. He played in the Prem.
Pace, I'd probably say 85. Shot, probably 75. Passing, I'd probably say about 89. Dribbling, 78. Defense, probably go 90. Physicality,
98.
None.
Listen, don't let Cal fool you. Don't let Cal's like Kante. Man, just smile up in your face. Just bodying you off the pitch.
Hello, Cullen.
I swear. Bro.
No, physicality, I'd say about 85.
Yeah.
I see a couple of you in the comments saying beard 99. You lot,
you lot are killing it about hairlines and that. Allow it. Since when does a hairline get a rating?
Hey, man wants to talk about hairline. They're talking about peak. Man, see my hairline. I peak. My hairline was a 99, bro. It just disappeared quick.
What about 99? Actually,
at my peak, bro.
I saw something on my phone the other day. You know, I got a picture of you for when you thought you was Drake.
That's what I'm saying, bro. My peak hairline was a
if I can find it
level,
now, I'm going to
bro.
bring it to the screen, people.
Yeah,
Yafri says, do you think Nkunku will overcome the Bundes tax?
I think he, you know what?
Well.
I think he, because he's playing, well, if he plays under the Graham Potter, I think so, yeah. Because it's about the manager and systems. I think he'll do really well.
Jamrock says, Evan and Dicker from Frankfurt for centre-back, move Gomez right back. I think Evan's good. I just wouldn't go to right back. Mr. Sinclair says, for all the FFP talk, football's the game of billions. Imagine Saudis buy Everton is possible. We're still talking about spreadsheets and debt. It's true. Brother, have you heard about Barcelona?
No, what happened?
All right, so them and PSG, you know, they've always had this little problem. Apparently, PSG's owners are trying to buy Espanyol.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Yeah.
to destroy Barcelona.
Yeah.
Bruv, this all stems from because Barcelona tried to get Thiago Silva, you know. This is what
from back in the day.
No, but bro, let's keep it apart.
Yeah.
Could you do anything more gangster?
No,
could you do anything more gangster?
If PSG owners go over there and make Espanyol into a superpower, it's a mazza.
You can't do anything more gangster. I'm sorry. That's the most gangster thing you can do.
PSG don't mess about. But them man do. Yeah, you have to. Them man are on stuff though, because them man have been caught up in some other stuff which I can't even talk about on the show.
Yeah, I don't understand why they keep on doing the Isley brothers and getting caught in the house half naked though. That's what I don't get. Barcelona just need to seek a different spouse now. Like it's getting silly. Peterson says I'd take Szoboszlai, Diaby, and Barella realistically. So would I.
So would everybody, to be fair, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even think any of them are realistic in their price tag, though. That's the thing.
No, after what happened to Neto, I've got Pedro Neto yesterday. I've got to hold my hands up. Liverpool made the right decision not going for him in the summer. But I will say is Moussa Diaby, he got injured again.
You got injured again?
The knee again?
I don't know if it was a knee, but apparently it's a bad injury.
Oh shit, man!
Do you know, big up Thingy as well. He got a bad injury as well. Big up Sepp Vandenberg. He got an unfortunate, really bad ankle injury playing for Schalke. So wishing him a speedy recovery, bro.
Klein did as well, apparently.
Klein?
Yeah, my neighbor was telling me apparently he might have broke his leg or got a bad injury.
Oh no, man. Speedy recovery for him as well, bro.
Yeah, speedy recovery to Klein, Sepp Vandenberg, and Pedro Neto. Jordan says, since the tactics and training ain't working, only way to improve these players is for Klopp to show them the Shaolin soccer will destroy City then. I mean, I don't know if these lot are flexible and more supple to carry out those techniques and all that. I've got to be honest. Star Dazen says, for Darwin to succeed, Klopp will need to change formation and style of play. Nunes plays better with a second striker, Perth Jota, 4-4-2, Salah right midfield.
I said 4-4-2, remember?
I don't know about you see the.
Can I say something? I'm not even trying to be controversial here, and I don't want us to go on a tangent here. I just want to quickly just throw it out there. We all say that Nunes is very similar to Jota in style of play, right? At his best, we say that they're more similar than they are to Bobby, for example.
I don't think they're similar at all, but more similar than Bobby is. Yeah.
This talk of having to completely change everything we do to accommodate Nunes, I disagree.
No. We just need to let him adapt.
Yeah, I disagree that we have to completely change everything to accommodate.
Oh
him.
yeah, agreed.
We didn't
yeah,
do that for Jota, and Jota worked.
Jota adapted to what we did. This is what I'm saying. Nunes needs to
I still think we adapted to Jota to an extent as well. But
yeah.
This whole notion is we've just got to change absolutely everything. If we do that, and God forbid, touch wood, Nunes gets an injury, what happens then?
Exactly.
Can't adapt everything to one player, because then you become a one-man team, and if that player doesn't work, then you're screwed. And again, I disagree when it comes to City and Haaland. I don't think they've changed. I genuinely don't think City have changed how they play ball. They just now have a man who's in the box who's potent.
Haaland's just adapt. No, but I just think Haaland.
No, they have changed. They have changed back to how they played prior to last season.
Bro, you see when Man City get the ball, they will still probe and find. It's not like they will still.
No, they have changed from last season, guys. They've gone back to how they played with Aguero. They've gone back to how they played with Aguero.
Bro, but they're ever so slightly more direct. That's only because they got a man that can run off the shoulder, whereas before they didn't. But the principles are still the same, bro. They will probe until they find their the best opening. So that's something. So they haven't really changed it.
No, they have, because last season when they were playing Grealish or they were playing Foden or they were playing De Bruyne as a false nine, they were playing differently to how they play now. But all they've done is go back to 2 seasons prior when they did have a striker. That's what I'm saying. They've just reverted to a type they're used to.
But
they've gone back to how they played when they had Aguero.
But
that's
Man
all they've
City
done. They've just tweaked it.
You're right, Grifty. You just said it. They've tweaked. They haven't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They haven't reinvented
it's not a reinvention.
That's what I was gonna say. Their ethos and fundamentals are still the same. They will probe until they find an opening. The only difference is, this is why I will agree with you. When they had Aguero and now they got Haaland, they'll release the ball a little bit quicker because they know they got someone that can run in behind and make it.
They've got a target
runs.
man now.
Yeah, but the ethos is still the same. That's what I'm trying to say.
Peterson says if we play 3 centre backs, that'll give Trent the freedom he needs.
I'd rather go 3-5-2, yeah, or 3-4-3 than 4-4-2. That's just me.
Yeah. Even I would. It's time.
I'm not on this 4-4-2 thing. I think we'll get carved open.
Yeah. Star Dazen says City changed for Haaland, move the ball a lot quicker. Yeah, I think I wouldn't say they've changed. I think they've just tweaked. I think
they've tweaked.
I think everyone's asking us to change. I don't think we need to change.
There's not a radical change in City. Not radical.
Firmino's Teeth says, would you take James Maddison? We'd take anyone at the moment.
Right now,
I would. Maddison is being wasted at Leicester. I would take Maddison.
We would take anyone right now. Chris Angel says, according to my sources, I have a recording of Matt saying Klopp out. His house was tapped months ago when he started talking ridiculous about Diaz.
It's got bad for that, you know. Bad for that, you know.
Peterson, what's your dream signing? Me, Sane, top 3 winger in the Premier League ever. Wow.
What's your dream signing?
Dream signing, yeah.
Well, like now, like who could get someone right now?
Yeah,
because he said Sane.
No, that's his. He said that's his. If it's a dream signing, I'm taking Haaland from City.
Yeah, but Haaland ain't going nowhere.
No, but he said dream signing, so it's whatever you want.
Haaland from City, cripple the opposition and strengthen us at the same time.
I agree with that. And then play Nunes and Haaland as a strike force.
Just rotate them, bro.
No disrespect here, but if we got Haaland, we would. I don't want to. You know what I'm gonna say. If you get Haaland,
rotate. Haaland can't play every game.
But if we got Haaland,
we're playing 64 games in the season.
Well,
we've got Haaland and Nunes. We're playing 64 games in the season, and we've got 4 trophies at the end.
You know what? You see, dream signing
around.
You know what?
For me, it's not Haaland.
A dream signing means that it all works out as well, because that's what the dream would be. You buy the player and it would work out. So I'd probably actually go with Neymar, if I'm being honest.
I want
I would.
Haaland, bro. I want
Haaland is a close second, but if it was the real Neymar doing real Neymar stuff,
All right, let me say this.
Haaland's
want-
14 goals.
If I could
in
get,
the
if I
league
could
in
get this,
October.
if I could get this PSG Neymar and the Barcelona Neymar, yeah, so they fuse together. Shout out to
no,
Dragon
just get
Ball Z fans.
just get the Santos Neymar, bro.
No. The Barca one evolved, bro. The Barca one evolved. He evolved.
Yeah,
Santos
but
almost still a bit.
I want that futsal Neymar, bro.
No, bruv, he was there at Barca. Don't get twisted.
Yeah,
You
but
forget
not
what
as much though. Not
Neymar,
as much.
no, bruv. Neymar flicked it over the man's head, 360 spin, bruv, and half volleyed it, bro. You can't get it better
In
than that.
Brazil, Neymar scored the second best goal I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but to be fair, and this is no discrediting Neymar. Look at the defending compared to La Liga. He evolved, bro.
My client, the reigning.
I'm picking prime
defending.
Neymar over Haaland. That's
Picking
just
who?
me, though.
Mbappe.
Like, I said prime Neymar.
Oh, prime Neymar. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
prime Neymar over prime Haaland. Yeah, and
That's
you know
just
what? I'll be honest with you. Haaland is an absolute he's different level in it. But I still do personally believe Harry Kane at City would be doing exactly what Haaland is doing.
No,
He would be.
I used to think
no.
He would be.
Kane,
He would be.
different.
He would be.
No, Kane would be doing
Haaland.
bits, but not what Haaland's doing.
What?
He would be doing it in a different way. I'm not saying he'll be doing it in the same way Haaland's doing it, but he will be scoring goals for fun.
What
If
Haaland
he
does,
did-
Kane
He'd probably be
can't
on 10
do.
goals. But Haaland's on 14.
Kane
Yeah, but
can't
that
do what
can't
Haaland does.
continue forever. Haaland ain't gonna score hat tricks every game. Like, come on, let's
Do you?
Bro,
Can I say something to you? Do you know Haaland? You know Haaland's got triple. So in his last 3 games, he's got 3 hat tricks.
No, I know he's doing bits, and of course he's.
Now, do you want me to say that to you again?
But
in his
I
last
still
3
think-
games, he's got 3 hat tricks.
But aren't there 5 games this season he hasn't scored in at all though? What I'm saying is,
No.
I still think
Huh?
Harry Kane would
What
be
stat
doing
is
bits
that?
if he was in that City team. I'm
What
sure
stat
there's
hasn't
5.
Haaland scored in?
I'm sure there's been like
Bro,
4 or 5 games where he didn't actually score in a
Haaland-
game.
He's on 14 goals in 7 matches in
Yeah,
the
because
Prem,
he's scoring 3-4 goals in one game. How many games? I only played something like 11 games
Bro,
or something. Right?
Haaland
Bruv, we
is
played 7 games in the league. He's on 14 goals.
14, bro.
No, I'm talking about all comps. Like I'm talking about. I'm sure there's like 4 or 5 games where he hasn't scored in. Like he's not literally going to score in every single game.
Bro,
Look, I'm just
Haaland,
saying, I
you
think
see
Harry
Salah's
Kane would be
record.
doing something similar.
Salah, unless something
gone. It's gone.
is gone.
It's gone. It's gone before
Gone.
World. And here's the killer. He gets arrested during the World Cup.
Could you imagine him? Do you know
It's
what?
long.
He's not even
It's
going
actually
World
long.
Cup, bro. He gets to re-energize.
Terry
Mad.
Milner Silva says players would rather live in Spain than here. I don't know about that. I think it depends on the person.
The weather's obviously a lot better, isn't it?
Jeannie says, who would win in a chicken wing eating contest between you 3? Who comes second and third?
When they
That's
say
not
chicken
even.
contest,
That's not even.
no.
That's not even a
All jokes aside, are
competition.
you talk about who can eat the most, or are they hot with like? You need a bit of context.
It's irrelevant.
The fact that you went into detail and context says you
No, but
come
I need
first.
context.
Yeah.
though.
It's irrelevant whether they're hot, the most amount, whatever.
Viv,
Is
you know if it's
It doesn't
spicy.
matter.
If it's spicy, I'm not really. If it's mad
All right,
spicy,
let's just say they're normal chicken wings, man.
Have you sat here and told me you want a jerk patty, bruv? So if you want a jerk patty, you're not that worried about having.
what? Jerk
Remember
patty?
when we had that conversation? You said that you wanted a jerk patty.
No,
'cause
he
you
didn't. No, he didn't. He said that
Nah,
jerk would
I
come like
said
4
beef.
million or something like that.
Yeah, I said like
Oh,
beef and then saltfish and
I
then.
could have swore. I could have.
Nah,
No,
nah,
what
you-
it is, one of the callers said. I think big up
was
Sadiq. I
Sadiq.
think he
It was
said
Sadiq. And by the way,
jerk patty.
The prawn, you see the prawn patty?
Yeah.
On point still.
Oh, swear down.
I've never actually had it.
Yeah. Shout out to Mixed Blessings in Tooting. They throw down.
I've
Okay.
never heard that. Yo, my bad. I thought you said that you eat jerk patty, man.
No. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Let's just say they're regular wings. So basically, who comes second and third? Me or Drift?
Oh, I come last, 100%.
I actually just said who comes second.
No,
you know?
Matt, I'm not even like Matt.
No,
win.
you know you're gonna win that. That's a fact, bro.
All right. What if it's like
Anyone who
something
eats the
sweet.
20 box of nuggets from McDonald's
it's
as a
sweet.
snack wins easily, bro.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. This guy is capping, bro. When I say this man is capping,
He's saying just a
this man is
party meal.
capping. The wickedest thing
Me
is,
and Jim
yeah,
have what's his
I
man's got the
s-
20 pack.
We get a meal deal. Man gets the 20 pack
who
of
eats
nuggets,
a
bro.
20 nugget? I swear to God. Listen, all right, if you're gonna do that, yeah, you see the cake thing. These man have got the sweetest tooth.
Drift,
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
is-
yeah. Yeah,
These man talk about.
Oh, I don't know, bro, because you eat a tear share in one sitting, so you might
Used
even
to.
win that.
Used to. Used to.
These man eat cake like nothing, bro. Anything sweet.
Yeah,
Anything
used to.
sweet.
But
If
the
we talk
question
about-
was,
I'll be
if we
but
talk
lost.
about sweets, then it's me.
oh,
Because I don't really eat a lot of
think I'll
sweets
give you a
and
run for your
everything.
money on the
Me, bro.
sweet thing.
See, I let
My
these men
missus sat
argue
me
with the
down the
sweets
other
and
day
that.
and says, I want you to live to see our kids grow old. Like, it's me. Like,
Yeah. Wifey says that to me all the time, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I put
See?
a movie on, the
And you lot were
plate
laughing
I
at me in the
get
comments.
is very childish.
These
It's a
man need
very
help, you
childish
know.
plate.
These
bruv,
man
I
are
just-
sugar
I don't even
addicts.
get a plate, bro. I just bring the packet out.
Are you hearing this, people?
No,
These
no,
man
but
have got sugar addicts, you know?
I'm talking about like a selection of stuff. Like,
Drift, I'd win that. Like, not,
Alright,
like,
fair,
it's-
fair
it's-
enough,
I'd
fair
win.
enough.
I'd win.
You see,
it'll-
Drift.
we
Drift
do a
would
Man City
probably have a-
Liverpool, innit? We do a Man City Liverpool.
Drift would probably back a flipping a sachet of caster sugar for his breakfast. You see me? That you see,
I'm not even
them
gonna lie.
man
You know,
there
you
are
go
the
to
sugar
hotels.
addicts.
You know,
Yeah.
you go to a
No,
hotel.
you don't, Drift.
No,
And
you
they've got-
don't, Drift. Don't,
And they've
just don't.
they've got the cubes of sugar that you put in the tea. I
Yeah.
just boxed the cube of sugar.
Nah, that's
Nah,
wild.
You need help, bro. This is what I'm saying. You need
That's
help.
wild, bro.
100%.
That's wild, Drift.
Can we get a
100%.
sponsor for like to help Drift and his sugar?
No,
addiction?
that's not gonna help him, Matt, bro. Nah.
Bro.
No, 100%. Real talk.
All right, cool.
I tell you,
My
when it comes to
brothers-
sugar,
my brothers
Drift's on
popped
a-
up in the comments. Cow boxed off of 5 Snickers in one sitting.
You boxed off how many Snickers in one
Nah,
sitting?
Cal. Excuse me? What? You talk about me? No. Say that again, Cal. Say it again.
I boxed off 5 Snickers in one sitting.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
Right, well done. Yeah.
Bro, I had to get
This
you, bro.
was in my early 20s. I was like 20 or 21.
Man
when
said he was in his prime.
Yeah,
But that's a lot of sugar, bro.
Cal wins. Cal's right. Cal wins.
No,
Cal
bro,
wins.
that was
I
over
can't
10
do
years ago.
The worst thing I've ever done was have 7 Krispy Kremes on my birthday. That's the worst thing I've ever done.
He wins.
7, but what one? The assortment ones are just normal.
It was assorted, yeah. It was. An
No, he
assorted.
wins then. Like,
I'm not
come on,
gonna
man.
lie. You see, my teeth were going to shock. You know the ones where you've had so much sugar and you get that sharp little. Man would spaz out,
Hold
bro.
on, How
much
long
sugar that
ago was
is?
his birthday, Drift?
It was about 10 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 2.
I'm half in now. I reckon that's about 5.
No. It was about. No, it was
White
about.
line.
It was about.
Hey,
It was. I was.
Tell the truth,
youthful.
bro.
No.
Tell the truth.
I was extremely youthful at that time. Yeah, I was extremely youthful. It's about 10 years ago. But I did eat. Yeah. No, it was a very, very bad night.
That's.
So I
I'm not
watched-
gonna lie. You man and the sugar though are different to me. Don't get it twisted. I will claim the
I'd
wings.
never do it again.
And all that.
I'd never
But
ever
the
do
sugar,
that again.
bro.
I washed it down with Hennessy. It was the worst
man
night
are
of my life. In the end, yeah, I'll never do that
you
again.
take
yeah.
you're clear.
No,
bro.
you man are clear for me.
No.
bro. You man
Come
are
on,
clear,
now. I
bro.
don't wash anything down with Hennessy, bro. Like, dude, do me a
I will
favour.
say this though.
It
Apple
was a
juice
great
is
night
very
till
sweet.
till the end.
brother. I go.
But it's
through-
not
Yeah. Apple juice
Although-
is very sweet.
Allow it,
Very
you, man. I
sweet.
go for a 2-liter bottle of water a day. You man know this.
No, but how much apple
Yeah,
juice you go through a
but
day?
you also go through 2 liters of apple juice a day.
No,
as
I
well.
don't. I don't.
Just let it out. Just tell the people how you feel.
Bruv, you see
How
I
much
was ill
su-
last week?
How?
And
Yeah, go on.
I was ill last week and I couldn't go shops. Ran out of the ting, you know. He was a mazza. I was having to make Ribena and all them things. He was
Bro.
mad. He was mad. Matt Bickersett
man.
says Matt would win. There wouldn't even be bones left.
Nah, you man are acting like I'm some yeah.
You know that's the
some guy.
Jamaican thing as well, isn't it? Mine 4 said KDB. Fair enough. Mr. Dare, I say it, just put Trent right centre midfield, Joe right back in a 4-3-3 and in a 3-4-3 and in A for now. I don't want Joe at right back, man. I really don't. Mr. Sinclair says opinion, Pep transition into the next manager. Hence, Klopp 2 years doesn't scream, I want to be here for long. Klopp's a type who could leave overnight. Yeah, Pep Linders is next. Kat Sunday says Matt would eat all the sensu beans. I don't even know what that is, to be fair.
It's the Dragon Ball Z thing.
It's
Basically, them sensu beans revitalize you, innit? Like
if your energy's on the red and you take a sensu bean, it puts you back
or
to
if
the
you're about
green
to
again.
die or something. Man's trying to say I would have no thoughts to take every single sensu bean.
Nerdbeat says, nah, Klopp smiling and explaining decisions post-match. It's passive-aggressive, man. I'm telling you. It's passive-aggressive. He's scarier like that.
He is, for real.
He's scary. I'd rather someone be angry in my face than look at me and smile and go, if this is what you want, bro. like, if you want to fight, let's do it. Like that would scare me more than someone who's ranting and raving. Klopp's scarier like this. Look, I'm going to wrap it up here. Not a fun show necessarily, but a show that had to be had. Some hard truths, some opinions. Once again, not been on the show, but shout out to Mo Chatwer for that amazing thread on Twitter. Everyone, if you haven't already, please do smash the like button. We are back tomorrow night. Rangers.
Oh, we've got Rangers tomorrow, innit?
We have indeed. The pain don't stop. Liverpool versus Rangers, big fixture, massive for Liverpool Football Club. So we will be live for that.
Fucking point, man.
Make sure
you don't want to preview with it. I got a preview right here for the Everton game, for the Rangers game. So
I wasn't even expecting that.
Bro. Oh, no, man. No. You can't drop them things there without saying that, bro.
there you have it. You don't even need to watch the game anymore, guys. There you have it. That's the preview.
Yeah, I got one for the Arsenal game as well if we're doing that.
I ain't gonna let him show me up. Good.
That is literally it.
I've already got highlights of Liverpool versus Man City, bro.
Peter, make me come out of rain. Peter, come out of rain. You know, see that get bad. Peter, we have a blood clot, Peter, you're nearly dead.
Oh, man.
No, bro. The real highlights for the Man City game is.
Why are you running?
Yeah, it's that Man City game, bro. This is going to be Haaland to Virgil. Yeah, it's about to be a techie couple of weeks, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, my days. We're going to be 17 points off.
Bro,
if
there's only one way to end the
White
show,
can play right centre back or right back, why not Joe? I just don't think Joe's got the durability for it. Troy says the drink full meme is Trent backpedaling versus Martinelli this weekend. It might be still. It might be.
Oh man. You know, before we go, we've actually got footage of Pep Linders and Klopp trying to trying to make an agreement on what tactics we should play against Arsenal. 4-3-3.
Oh, man. Oh, my days, bro.
4-3-3.
No, 4-2-4. No, 4-3-3. What are you talking about?
Oh man,
Gonna be peak.
Fabinho to the rest of the midfielders.
You're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
Yeah, boy. Crazy, huh? People, smash the like button if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's up you lot until we see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish, we're out, people. Bala la la la.
Yeah, one them someone about you. So stop calling me the brother. Stop calling me the pussy. Kiss me. Stop calling me tongue. Stop calling me tongue. Stop calling me tongue. Kiss me on my lip.